Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Advantage in Paradise. That's where we are. Let's jump into our recap. Last we met on the 20th evening of Village Gloam, the Wild Shadow on a Tear's Dog. The Wayward Five entered the city of Tor-Lancoroth with the intentions of getting in and out quickly before the Archon Inquisitor that runs this city can disrupt their mission. The very same man who killed Ceuran's uncle a little more than a year ago for heresy against Queen Aella. As they entered the city, there was a bit of a spat between Talray and the rest of the party, which caused a schism. The Elysians of this city are using the power of Gloaming's brood, the Moonstone Drakes, and Talray was none too pleased with this. He wanted to immediately go to save the Drakes held here, but the party beseeched him to focus on the quest at hand. He left the group. The party assumed he was just taking some time to himself, as he often does when upset, but they were wrong. He took it upon himself to confront the Archon Inquisitor himself. And of course, the enemy eagerly allowed him entrance into their fortress, the Grey Tower, with every intention of manipulating Talray to help them. The Inquisitor brought Talray to the held Moonstone Drake. And instead of fighting with Talray, he simply asked him to help them better take care of these Drakes. But in a small moment, Talray was able to notice that the Archon was casting magic subtly, and therefore did not fall for these beguiling words. He attempted to speak with the Drake privately with the help of Gloaming's magic, all the while trying to see if the Archon could speak Draconic. But the enemy expected these sorts of gambits, and when Talray was alone with the Drake and the Archon with his Talray's Drake, Mundi, he took control of Mundi, turned the Drake inside the room on Talray so that it would cast a dreaming breath upon Talray. He fell unconscious and later awoke in a gibbet hanging from the tower itself. The Archon Inquisitor had taken Mundi. Meanwhile, Sarathil delved into the mind of Nuldo, the earth elemental of Wiswix. He did this to try and connect with Wiswick in the afterlife, to see if he could find where he was. It was a risky move, but it paid off in knowledge. Sarathil saw the very prison of the chained gods and reached out telepathically to Wiswick. Unfortunately, he failed to maintain his own mind, and the diadem of Athromenos turned on him and cast Feeble Mind, leaving Sarathil dumbfounded and unable to communicate or really do much of anything besides play catch with Nuldo. Fortunately, after a long rest, Ceuran was able to cast Heal on Sarathil to return his mind to its proper state. But the party now found themselves in the middle of the night, split up, uncertain of the future, and in need of escape quickly to avoid the Archon. By the Grey Tower, Talray began attempting to escape his bindings, particularly by casting his dragon's breath on himself to break the chains holding on to him. This worked, and he fortunately was able to take out the Drake Rider that was above him in the rookery. But at this exact time, Ceuran sent him a message to try and reunify the party so they could leave as soon as possible. Talray said he was not leaving without Mundi, and the party geared up to rescue the Moonstone Drake in question, but not after Ceuran angrily berated Talray for risking the entire mission. And this is where we left off. Ceuran, struggling to hold his champions together, as both Talray and Scarlet boil with anger towards him. In the end, he always has Sarathil and Timber. And I guess Ekbralgoth.
And Naldo.
And Naldo. Maybe Wiswick somewhere out in the cosmos.
And like half, the people we've met along the way.
Yeah.
The other half wants to kill us.
That's true. Despite the tension, the group must come together to save Mundi and press onward against Aella. So last we left off, position-wise, you were all in the Talray's at the top of the tower, lying in wait in the Drake Rookery, although the Drake there is expressing hostility towards him. The rest of the party is down below, sort of not exactly hiding, but kind of taking cover behind the large statue of Queen Aella while they observe the front gates of the Grey Tower fortress. And you can see, all of you can definitely see up to the top of the 750-foot tall tower that there is sort of a rookery area. You can see a large opening that leads into the head of the tower. You see no windows whatsoever on the tower, which is peculiar because you could have swore you did see windows on the tower when you came in. There are long banners that hang showing the mask and sickle moon sigil of Queen Aella's court. But you have gathered here now. The last thing we did was that communication between Ceuran and Talray. So, Wayward 5, what would you like to do?
Where is he, Ceuran?
Sorry, I'm just trying to reference how tall 750 feet is. For those of you who've been through Boston, the Prudential building is 750 feet. So, get that in your head. Ceuran responds, he didn't say exactly where he was, just that he himself and Mundi were inside the tower.
So what's the point of us going in? Are we going in to get them, or are we just waiting for them to come out?
It sounded like he was in a bit of a tiffy, so we should probably...
Is he asking for a diversion?
He's not really asking for much. This was me more offering some assistance to make up for... Anyways, I suppose a confrontation was in order at some point anyways. We might as well enter the Grey Tower and see if we can't find him or Mundi.
I would assume that they would bring him to either the basement of the tower or all the way up the tower.
Sean, looking up at the top of the tower,
Yes.
what do my elf eyes see?
Give me a perception check.
Don't tell me.
I'll tell you exactly what to do. Let's give me a perception check.
18.
Oh, wow. Was that a 3 for you?
Yeah.
So, Talray, you're actually inside, though. You're not, like, flying outside right now, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting at the entrance to the door and trying to dissuade this dragon from like biting my head off.
Yeah, but are you by the entrance to the door, do you mean the door to the rookery or the opening of the rookery?
Oh, I take it back. There wasn't a door, I believe.
There wasn't.
Remember,
no.
It was all blocked off.
Yeah, everything came out from the ground.
I'd say I'm probably standing like in the rookery area with the dragon, and I'm trying to,
Okay.
like I have my weapon, but I'm trying to like persuade it in Draconic. And if it has any chains or is strapped up in any way, I'm trying to remove those.
Okay, so then I would say, Ceuran, you don't see anything up at the top of the tower. It's there might be a little bit of light that bleeds out from the from a large opening, triangular opening up there.
Not even like a cage hanging on the side?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You definitely do see cages hanging.
Okay.
Thank you for that clarification, because you definitely can't. You can see those for sure. I think everyone else might think, like, what are those? Like little...
What are those?
It looks like there's some cages up there, so they probably held him at the top of the tower.
So we need to get up there.
Looks
There's
like there might be an
also-
opening.
There's also a corpse.
No,
on the
that corpse.
floor.
Corpse is not in
No.
front of you guys. So the tower
Oh.
has its own courtyard with its own walls.
Right,
So that
right.
body is inside. You definitely can hear guards kind of like clamoring in there, and you can see a very watchful guards posted on the walls. No guards at the opening of the gate. The gate is shut. But you can see those cages, particularly you, Ceuran, and I'll say anyone who has an 18 or higher passive perception can see the cages as well. And you can see that there are Ceuran's passive perception. He can see that there are people in them. Everyone else, it's just blurry cages or small cages.
Looks like there's still people up there.
We need to rescue them as well.
We don't have to, but it'd be nice to have a few more allies while we take out the magistrate.
So
Can everyone here fly?
No,
Oh,
I can
Well-
climb. I don't know for how long.
I could fly, but
Can you carry me?
Sarathil, do you have any tricks up your sleeve?
Well, as you saw before, I can transform, but only for a brief while. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Sarathil's still getting back to his full self.
Right.
Feeble mind causes a little.
No. Just a quick question. Is there any way we could? I don't know if you ever tried it before, but if you take like a piece of scrap, if we go back to those bugs and find like some scrap metal plate, and you use telekinesis to like give yourself an impromptu magic carpet. Would that work?
Suppose so, but my concern is if they're keeping prisoners up there, and from what you described to me, Ceuran, of the person that runs this place, there must be some sort of detecting of magic to prevent exactly what we're planning. I don't know. Is there any way you can reach Talray again to ask for more guidance before we
I
just charge
have
in?
so many spell slots that I'm willing to use before I. Oh, I guess.
Can Scarlet? I know
Yeah,
that
Scarlet
Scarlet
can.
can
That's right.
talk to her.
You have 2 charges, right? It's 2, right?
That's 3.
3, right?
I don't think I used any today. So, as soon as I remember, I have that fancy little flame tattoo behind my ear. Talray, what do we do? We're waiting down at the bottom with very limited ways to get up.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I'm up top at at the high point. I got my hands full here. I don't know if you want to come meet me up here or if you want to try and make a distraction down there. But it seems that this tower is magical in some way. It can kind of just morph. I mean, I'm noticing there's no entrance where there was one before, and they were missing some windows too. So I think they might be on high alert.
I scoff as I hear his reply. He's up at the top. Apparently, the tower morphs and changes, and everybody's on high alert. So this is just the ideal situation.
Well,
Amber, can you carry me if you use your boots, or is that too much weight?
How much does Scarlet
can-
weigh?
let's give it a try. Get on my back.
I mean, probably
How much
like
can...
140, 150.
Yeah, I mean, because you got muscle, you know?
Also,
Yeah.
taking into account all your equipment.
Yeah, that's true, too.
That's true.
I would probably say Timber with his 8 strength is not going to be able to carry Scarlet.
I probably could carry him.
You know,
Yeah.
Sean,
Mm-hmm.
I now have a strength score of 21, aka +5.
You do.
And I can give myself a flying speed.
That sounds like a better solution than the 8 strength.
Mm.
I think, like, you wouldn't be able to do anything else, really, obviously, besides carry
Right.
Scarlet. But I would say
Well-
that with that strength score, you could definitely carry Scarlet.
We still have the
Um,
issue of Ekbar Olgoth.
Well,
Wait, how-
Sean, if you like,
I mean-
is the dragon chained up or anything, or because I might just come down if I have nothing to do up there.
The dragon is currently chained up. It is hostile towards you, but it can't get to you right now.
So
you could
I'm just
come out.
continue. I'm not gonna come down until I try to persuade this thing at least a little bit longer.
Okay, well, why don't we do that now then, just to see, so you can see whether or not you're gonna rejoin the group.
Well, Ceuran is like lifting up Scarlet, and he's like, "Yes, I think I can pick you up." Then he goes to Ekbar Olgoth, and he's like, "Oh, you're a heavy guy, aren't you? How dare you?"
Yeah, with all your items, you would only really be able to carry one of them, and probably not
Right.
Ekbar Goth because he's got plate armor on and he's huge and
Yes,
whatnot.
he's a heavy boy.
He doesn't have a shield,
Well,
does
he's
he?
not huge.
No, you true.
No,
True.
I have 2 shields.
You do.
Yes.
And it's like, maybe we can go with what... If we're trying to just get up there quickly to help Talray and get out, I can transform and I can attempt to levitate a large...
Levitate the shield.
Levitate the shield while you stand on it, and we'll all fly up together.
My God.
So wait, real quick, that
Let's
actually works. Levitate the shield. Ekbar Olgoth gets on. Ceuran carries Scarlet, and the weak boy
Yeah.
can just go up by himself. Well, let's see what Talray does first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
While you guys are planning,
because the levitate spell, can carry quite a lot, can't
It
it?
carries like 1,000 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you could definitely levitate a shield and have Ekbar Goth stand on it. He's gonna.
And-
You should really hold on to that shield when he's on it. I mean, you could also just levitate.
Wait, technically,
Ekbar
I was
Goth.
I was about to say that too. I can literally just cast it on him, and he can just
Yeah.
willingly allow me to control him.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the one thing I'm just gonna say though is that you are gonna be moving rather slow because levitate only moves 20 feet at a time.
Oh, it's telekinesis, I thought. So if you're telekinesis, the shield.
Yeah. If you telekinesis,
Can you just
to
tell
5th level.
him?
I guess.
Let
yeah,
me
you can
just
tele-
see. The,
It's also 1K. It's also 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. So you can move them up. Yeah, you'll be a little bit faster because you can move them 30 feet in any direction with telekinesis.
All right, yeah, let's do that. I'm on board.
Yeah. So, but let's go
Let's do
cut.
Tal-
Let's cut to Talray first, and then we'll see if you guys are gonna be floating on up.
yeah. So I'm just being very calming and trying to disarm it and be like, I know this isn't you. You have some magic that's taking control of you. You've got to fight it. I'm here to set you free. I'm here to break your chains. Just let me help you.
Give me an animal handling check first.
Okay. I got a 2, which turns out to be a 7.
Okay, then now give me a persuasion roll with disadvantage.
Okay. I got a 4.
So, as you're approaching this this moonstone drake that you can see is it's held in bindings, and it is just sort of has a low growl against you. It does have kind of this muzzle across its jaw, so it can't bite you in its current state. You can tell that as you get closer and start talking to it, that it desperately wants to bite you, as it just is pushing and pushing and pushing its mouth against this and pulling and pulling and pulling on its chains. And it is going to make a check to see if it breaks out of its chains.
I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess.
It is definitely not been persuaded by your words or your attempts.
Anything you enraged it with that 4.
That might be a good thing, though, if it could free itself.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to take some damage in order to get this thing free, or at least Talray is.
It does not free itself. It does pull and rip one of the chains out of the ground, and one of its arms is loose, and it goes immediately to swipe at you, but I don't think you got close enough for it to actually swipe. I guess how close did you get to it? And would you step back as it starts to thrash?
Yes, all of that.
Yeah, okay, cool. So it does swipe. I don't imagine you would, like, as it's, like, ripping the walls apart, that you'd be, like staying on top of it. But it does attempt to go for a swipe at you, even though you're out of its range, as it continues to growl. And you can kind of see just sort of this, like, almost Feywildian / celestial kind of, like, mist is coming out of its mouth. It does not have its breath weapon back, so it can't breathe on you. But yeah, it is. If you stay here, you surmise that it will eventually rip its chains out of the wall and attack you.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna leave. At that point, I'm just like, clearly, you can't be helped. I'll try my best to come back for you. Stay strong. And I jump off the building.
Okay. All right. So you jump off the building and you can begin to fly down. Are you going to fly to the party?
Yeah, I mean, I guess while I'm falling, I take a look out to see where the party is, if they're nearby.
Give me a perception check.
All right, so and Kieran's like putting down the bulwark shield, the dwarven one that he got. He's like, if you just stand on that, Ekbarl-Goth. Yes, quite. And all right, and Scarlet, if you get over here.
Again, why not? Just thinking about it, why don't they just use it on him and himself? That way he doesn't just accidentally fall off. Now I'm just rethinking it and saying it out loud.
Kieran just kind of looks around and then he takes the shield and stuffs it back into the bag of hold. Like, yeah, that that works too.
What was your perception check, Talray?
25.
Yeah, I would say you definitely can spot them. You may have to kind of like fly out a little bit to catch the angle of where they are, but you would eventually be able to find them.
See my red hair.
Yeah, Scarlet, for being the stealthiest of you all, can be very obvious if she wants to be. That hood is down. But also, there's not a lot of people around in the streets, so you see them and it's pretty obvious that they're probably them. A cluster of 5 people hiding behind a statue. What do you want to do, Talray?
I'm not gonna go directly to them.
Okay.
But I am gonna go, like, close enough. Like, I guess there's, like, a rampart or something, like, in between them and the tower, right?
Correct, yes. And there's a lot of guards on that rampart.
So I think my strategy is to just go for one of those guards and, like, just do, like, an ambush attack for one of them so they can see what I'm doing and hopefully chime in.
Okay. So let's see. Give me a stealth check.
All right.
I'm gonna say it's a disadvantage because you're in the open.
Okay.
Air.
I'll roll again. I got a 12.
Okay. Let me check. lucky for you, these guards are not looking at the sky. They're
Sweet.
looking out of the gate because they got an 11 and a 5. So you are, as far as you can tell, unseen at this moment.
And I imagine that the commotion is coming from inside of the tower because, like, I knocked somebody off the roof. So
Yeah.
the last place they would expect an ambush from would be, like, the far reaches of it.
That's true.
All right. Can I take a swing at this guy?
You can go for an
Basically, I'm
attack
just
on one
trying-
of the guards.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what are you gonna? Well, I guess I'll give you just a better idea of where you're landing right now, so you understand. You have these ramparts. They're not as reinforced as the outer walls, so they're not as thick. They don't have towers necessarily, or at least not massive towers to them. But there are a lot of guards on these walls. You know, they're not super singular in their location. They're usually in pairs or sets of 3. So if you drop down on one cluster, you're going to be at best attacking one and having one right there ready to go on you. Now, they would be fairly surprised with you dropping down on them. I basically have kind of thought of like there's a set that you're looking to drop down on, and those are the ones that I did the perception check for, looking for you. So you can drop down on them, but you would be in a rather precarious situation if you stayed on the walls.
Well, what type of entrance is there to the walls? Like, could I maybe go near, like, attack the section that's near the gate? So I can possibly, like, you know, let people in?
You could go for that. There would be kind of like, you know, the way you can think about it is like you land, the gates are fairly in the center. So like there may be a lot coming and compressing on you if you come to the gates. And if there's anywhere that's probably the most protected right now, it's the gates. The walls themselves have these clusters of 2 or 3 guards along the way. I'd say there's at least, you know, there's 4 kind of sections to the rampart and then the one wall. Each section of the rampart has at least 4 to 6 guards on them. So you're looking at somewhere between, like around 30 guards in total on the wall.
Is the party centralized, like, near the gates, or are they off to one side?
With what I said last time, I believe I said that they were 150 feet away from the tower, so they're 100 feet away from the walls.
Okay, that's pretty far. I guess I'm gonna attack one off to one of the ends of the rampart. Like, I'm gonna go off to the side. Because I don't want to, you know, get overwhelmed before my friends stop.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask you to give me an attack roll with advantage, because you are, the ones you're aiming for seem to not see you. But because you're dropping down on them, I am going to do a perception check for the set closest to them to see if they see you as you're coming down. They'll obviously hear you when you attack, but just to see if they catch you before you attack the guard. Because you're dropping from a fairly high distance.
It's 25 to hit on my first attack. If it's multiple attacks, I don't know if I get like a whole round. Like, it does a sneak
You would
attack
get an
situation.
attack action. You would get an attack action. A full like multi-attack would apply here.
Okay. Thunder.
I thought I heard something.
Suddenly, a storm brews overhead. I didn't prepare control weather. Ugh,
come on, man. Okay. Talray. Sorry, 1 second. Does a... Okay, that first one does a 13 doesn't hit you. You have high AC, right?
I have pretty high AC, but I'm also not wearing armor anymore, so my AC is now 15.
Okay, well, the 13 doesn't hit, but the 29 definitely hits. As you are dropping down on this one set, the next set of guards 100% sees you. One of the guards got a natural 20 on their perception check. Granted, it's not being used against your allies, though. It's being you now instead. So you're providing a distraction from your allies getting caught. but you are going to get hit with a death bolt. Okay.
I don't know what a death bolt is.
That's going to be
But
8
it doesn't sound
piercing damage. And
Okay.
then 12 necrotic damage.
Well, I did 10 damage with my short sword.
Your maximum HP is reduced by 12 points for the necrotic damage. The reduction lasts until you finish a long rest.
Okay.
You do if you take enough death bolts that kills you, you do not get death saves. These are enchanted bolts, actually from a crossbow. Like they're not like magic shot at you. These are bolts shot from the crossbows that these Inquisitorial Guard have. That when it hits you, you feel just sort of that straight pain of a bolt hitting into your shoulder, but then there's this quick pulse through you of black energy across your veins and through you, and you feel an immediate sense of weakening as you get that 10-point slash across on this guard.
That was the first attack. The second attack is a 15 to hit.
A 15. 15 just misses.
Okay. And then I guess I'm assuming my movement's done for it, but I could still take like a bonus action or something, right?
Yeah, if you have a bonus action, we are gonna get a quick initiative roll from everyone. Although this might be a little looser than a typical combat. This might be more like a skill challenge situation, depending on what you do.
From everyone?
Yep, everyone.
Ooh.
You all would, I guess, anyone with a passive perception higher than a 12, which is what Talray's stealth check was, sees Talray drop down on these guards, and he kind of, does a dive bomb with his sword coming forward, and I imagine stabs into the guard. I'm actually, Talray, going to give you some more damage based on you kind of like falling into the guard. Momentum, exactly. So I'm going to give you 2 more damage dice to roll for your short sword. So go ahead and roll those.
Oh, nice.
The benevolent DM has granted you
Accept this
bonus
boon.
damage.
Accept this
I'm
boon
just gonna roll
from me.
because you will die soon.
Sorry, what was the damage?
I just rolled 2d6 and I got
Yep.
5.
All right, that's something. So when you hit these guards, Talray, it's clear they are not super strong themselves. They are just well equipped. So the guard you hit is like fairly injured when you bring your sword down into him, as the other guard is right there and is going to go for an attack when it gets to the full initiative. But let's get a 20 to 25.
23.
23.
Nice. You guys,
Jinx.
you guys share initiative, which means you can. Every round, you can decide who goes first. If it makes more sense strategically for Timber to go first, or Scarlet, you guys get to choose. Instead of us doing like, you go first, or dexterities, you can always swap whenever you want. If there's a strategic reason why it's better for someone else to go first.
Good.
15 to 19.
I'm sorry, I had a 20.
Oh, okay. Cool. So Sarathil is 20.
Ceuran got a 17.
Okay. 10 to 15.
Ekbar Olgoth got an 11.
I got a 12.
Is this a Taldori son?
Maybe. What'd you get, Shannon?
Would I get 23?
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I this is what happens when you write down 2 people in one initiative count. I forget one of them is there. All right.
How dare you?
I know. Let me. Okay, and then Ekbrelgoth, what's your dexterity modifier?
-1.
Okay, so the guards are going to go before Ekbrelgoth. Or I guess you could call it a layer action, happens before Ekbrelgoth. All right, so Talray is just, and I like to imagine there was even kind of like some sounds of Talray as he's coming down, almost like some...
Oh, yeah, I'm screaming.
Yeah, not just him screaming, but I just mentioned the wind moving through like your wings and your armor, or not your armor. You don't wear the armor, or you're not wearing the armor. Okay. Scarlet and Timber, you guys are up first, followed by Sarathil, Ceuran, Talray, the guards, and then Ekbrelgoth.
I just look at Timber. I'm just like, shall we? All right.
Okay.
I would like to activate my armor.
All right. Is that a bonus action?
I believe so. Can't volunteer. I'm attuned to it.
I can't hear you, Shannon. You're cutting in and out.
Am I attuned to it? Yes, I'm attuned. It doesn't say I have to activate it.
Okay.
So I'm attuned to it, so it's just not okay. So it just...
It's a free action to activate it also.
Free action armor. Yep. And then I want to just start like basically alternating between the daggers, the grappling hook, and Lily, and just kind of like swing my way over there.
I mean, you do have to do the bonus action to activate Lily.
For Lily.
Yeah. But I would say, you can, because the dagger you can use your offhand. Mm-hmm. So I'd say just for this round you can only do one of them, but next round you can do both of them to climb. You know what I mean? Because it's a bonus action. You usually use your offhand. Yeah. And to use either of them is an action, because the dagger it's an action to shoot it out to climb, and Lily is also an action to shoot it out to climb. So then. You got to talk closer to your mic for some reason. Your sensitivity is really low. You might need to turn your input up.
I don't know. It's all the way. It's where it normally is. I'm going to. I'll use the dagger this time around, and I'll use my bonus action to rage.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So you'll save Lily for later.
Yes, Lily for next turn.
All right, so you are raging, and so this is how I'll put it. With the range for the dagger, oh my god, I'm not in streamer mode. Oh, I am on streamer mode. Why is... It's annoying. Sorry. So for the dagger, what I'll say is the, non-disadvantaged range is you can just do. You don't have to, catch anything. It's just the dagger shoots out. If you want to go further than that, then you'll have to do a roll for it. Okay. The walls themselves are about 50 feet tall.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just the range is 20/60. So.
Yeah. So if you wanted to try to roll for it, you could try to get to the top of the walls right away.
Let's do it.
Okay. So go ahead and give me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Can I make it reckless because I'm raging?
You can't do ranged attacks reckless.
I always forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I always forget that. Well, it's a dirty 20.
That'll do it. This is it's a big ass wall. It's just a matter of catching the edge, and a dirty 20 will catch the edge with the daggers, the magic dagger. So you would all see Scarlet kind of I imagine you run forward. Oh, that's right. You guys are 100 feet away. See, this conversation was for naught. You need to get up there before you can do that.
All right. Well, then, You know what? I'm going to not rage this turn, and I will bonus action dash. So I'll get 60 feet.
60 feet. That'll get you 40 feet away from the wall. You can action dash, and you'll be at the base of the wall.
There we go. All of it. Action,
right, so-
bonus action, movement.
You just burst through and are just running forward in full tilt, and you do get to the base of the wall. Thankfully for you, I'm gonna roll for it. No, they are too distracted as the guards are all looking towards where Talray just attacked. All right. Sorry about the confusion there. I should remind you all that you're 100 feet away. Timber, you are up. Sarathil, you're
It'll
on
all
deck.
happen next time.
I know. We just preemptively decided your next move.
Exactly.
I don't think I can get there.
What's your movement
Wait,
speed?
so my movement speed is 50,
Okay.
and then I can blink with my bonus action to 60.
Okay.
You're only 100 feet away.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, so you can move 50 feet, and then is the blink is a 60-foot range?
That's right.
Okay. So what I would say, because there are torches on the walls, I would say that what you could do though is blink like where the shadow is on the edge of the wall, and then acrobatics check monk shit to try to grab onto the wall.
That would be ideal. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me an acrobatics check
I will do
for some dope monk shit.
Dope monk shit.
Yeah, that's a 14.
Oh no, is it really?
Yes.
You got anything that can bump that?
Guidance from Ceuran.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, yeah, Kieran cast guidance on him right before.
You got
he-
this,
cool,
Tim.
cool. I'll allow it because you were one away from
advantage.
the. I literally in my head was like, 15 DC, he'll make it. So you don't even have to roll the guidance as long as we'll give you the guidance. You just barely, though, I'll say. You run forward. You and Scarlet, I imagine right now, because your initiative count is at the same, are kind of anime running together up.
Very cool.
Naruto.
And then as Scarlet is trying to run faster than you, but you're faster than her, you turn and look and just blink up there. But because you kind of maybe gloated that a little bit, you go to reach and you almost miss the edge of the wall. And then, and Scarlet, you see Timber kind of like hanging very, very, very precariously against the side of the wall.
I'm as a
Timber,
bitch.
you are on the edge of the wall, and no one has noticed you yet because of the blink. They did not notice you, and Scarlet, they didn't notice you either. So you guys are somewhat stealthed up there, actually. Yes.
So one of the torches nearest to where Scarlet is running.
Mm-hmm.
Can I mean, I'm trying to think if it would be anywhere beneficial to snuff out one of those torches.
It could be, potentially. Because it's nighttime, so if the torch is out, then it's dark. Completely dark in that space.
Right. I might do that.
Sarathil, you're on deck, just to let you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna create some more stealth for Shan.
So Scarlet, where you are right now, you're up, and like imagine your back is up against the wall right now, or you're about to be up against the wall like that because you're technically, I think, 10 feet from the wall.
Also, with just I'm gonna hold the rest of my turn hanging off the wall, having my hand down for Scarlet. So just
Ooh,
I will
okay.
jump
All right,
next
okay,
time.
all right.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. But Scarlet, you are running up, and you do see Timber up at the top, and you see the torches go out beneath, by the gate underneath. You do notice as you both run up, at the end of your turn, right before Sarathil goes, the gates of these walls vanishes, and it melts into pure stone. There's no gate. You have to climb over or fly over. Confirming Talray's theory that this fortress is completely manipulable by the defenders. Sarathil, you are up. Ceuran, you're on deck.
Okay. So, how far am I away from these walls again?
100 feet.
100 feet from the walls. And they started dashing towards it. And Talray is falling from how far?
No, Talray has already landed and
he
is
did
attacking
land.
guards. Yeah, he was flying down, and then I imagine in the last 20 feet or so went into a dive and hit into one of the guards. So Talray's up on the walls.
He's on the ramparts of the walls?
Yeah, if you guys are heading towards the walls, you can see they're kind of a half circle that goes against the mountains themselves.
Yep.
And you see there are 4 sections of the walls, and then the gatehouse, which has now just been turned into a section of the wall from a gatehouse magically. So all the way to the left on the furthest rampart, Talray has landed and engaged with the guards there. There are at least 4 guards where Talray is, one of them injured already, and then there are roughly 4 to 6 guards at each section. The 2 sections, the one section that is next to the rampart Talray is on, to your left, those guards are running towards Talray. So Talray is about to be engaged by 10 guards total.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'd say the furthest edges of the walls are a bit further than the 100 feet. You're 100 feet essentially away from the gatehouse section. And it's a half circle, so there's some distance, further distance for the other walls. You know, they're roughly like 110, 120, 130 feet away.
Okay.
Where Talray is 150 feet away, I'll say, because the courtyard is 50 feet long.
So he's 150 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
You said there are enemies that are 120 feet away?
Yes. There's enemies that are 100. I would say you have 100 enemies 100 feet away, enemies 120 feet away, and then enemies that are 150 feet away.
Okay. How many in each cluster?
So each cluster is somewhere between 4 and 6. So you have 4 on the furthest ramparts each, 6 on the next ramparts, and then another 6 in the middle rampart. So you're looking at clusters of 6 or 4. They are moving around a bit, so you could wait to see if there's any larger clusters that form in their turn.
No, screw it. Just going with it.
Going for one of the 6 clusters.
Lich transformation.
Ooh, okay. You're just going
Doing
for
it.
it. Yeah.
I'm just getting into it. We got to get in and out, and so I need some mobility and start moving around. I
love it.
Get into the form that I described before, where he just gets absolutely more gaunt, where that chain that's on him starts to glow, and immediately after transformation, just thrusting forward 60 feet, which is my flying speed now.
Hell yeah.
And once I get to 60 feet, I will breathe on them.
Ooh, because that's got a 60-foot range.
It's a 60-foot cone.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay,
So-
I see.
So I'll let you figure out what hits and what doesn't from there. So
Cones are my least favorite shape for.
I know.
affecting
I'm
D&D.
sure it's a pain in the ass.
It's okay. There are graphs that I can look up. Cool. So, everyone. So you see Scarlet and Timber go rushing off, and then Sarathil kind of like stands there, takes a few steps forward as sort of like this life force is drained from his own body, and the amulet shakes as there are these souls that spread out across his back, creating the necrotic wings of his lich form, and he just takes off, flying up into the air, and then unleashes his necrotic breath, I imagine, upon this section of the wall, which I'll say you will hit all 6 of the. Well, if it's a 60-foot cone, you can. Well, no, because you run the risk of hitting Scarlet and Timber, or at least Timber. So if you want, you would just.
I would do it in a
catch that.
fashion where I wouldn't hit them.
Okay, then you're gonna be able to
Aim it in a
catch. You're gonna be able to catch 6 guards in that. What is the? Is that a saving throw?
It is. Each creature must make dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 17.
Then you got to beat a 20.
Okay, I'm just doing them as 2 clusters.
Yep.
The other ones definitely failed. They got a 9. All right, so all 6 fail.
And now they're going to take some force damage, or not necrotic damage. Excuse me. If I can just get to the roll, where is it? Sorry.
What was it? Sorry, you cut out a little. Can anyone else? Is it just me or
No, you're coming in like a radio announcer from the 50s.
It sounds okay to me. Wait, hold on. Who?
everyone quiet and let Sarathil talk? All right, say something, Mike. Yeah, it's weird because it's picking it. It like shows the green bars, but we don't hear you. Well, type into our Discord chat what the damage is, and we'll move on to the next person while you troubleshoot that. 23 necrotic damage.
20,
excellent. Yeah. Right. All right. So you watch. So Scarlet, you're kind of like down at the bottom, and you're looking up at Timber, and then you see Timber kind of look, and you see just this wave of necrotic energy that just sort of spews out from Sarathil. I almost imagine like his necrotic wings almost are like beating, and the breath is more of gusts of necrotic wind that are poured out from his wings. You see it takes the form of kind of this somewhat ethereal, somewhat transparent black specter ghosts that just spew and spill over and climb up the walls and grab onto these. It's not like a breath attack, like a fire breath. He's spewing out souls that then are tearing at the guards, and they are all bloodied, I would say, after the 23 necrotic damage. And I'm gonna roll for their bravery. I'm gonna say the DC is half the damage he dealt. From 11, and they rolled. One group rolled a natural 1, and one group rolled a natural 2. So I'm going to say that this whole cluster of guards is currently frightened of Sarathil. Alrighty. Ceuran, you are up. Talray is on deck.
All right. Ceuran's gonna look to Ekbar Algoth and says, "I'm gonna need you to protect me in a moment." And he's gonna walk up. He's carrying the scepter of the first shepherd, and he's going to invoke some divine intervention.
Hell yeah.
He asked.
Also, quickly, is this any better?
Much better.
Yes.
Much better. Ceuran, you are now also not coming in like Mike was not coming in. So talk a little closer to your mic.
The curse has been spread.
Wait, let me check my stuff.
You might have your volume might be low.
It might be a Discord thing.
Could be a Discord thing.
I mean, is this okay?
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
You're good. You're good where you are.
So Ceuran goes, Ilivania, you've been silent for so long, but please let me save your people. Remove anyone innocent or being held against their will from the Great Tower. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
No, you're good.
Not my question. Anyone being held against their will or innocent, remove them from the Great Tower. My friends and plan.
All right, give me a D100, high or low.
Low, always low.
Come on.
We're at 35, right?
Nope.
Oh,
Damn.
you always say always low. It doesn't work.
Hi.
What did you get?
89.
Oh, it would have. Top would have worked. High would have
Yeah.
worked. All right, that's okay. So as you reach out and beseech Iluvania to fix everything, basically, as that would have been the perfect thing to ask for here.
Fixing everything.
You feel. I'm gonna say like you actually almost feel like your prayer is sapped out of the air. Like it doesn't even. If Iluvania's out there, it doesn't even reach her. Like it's almost drained into the tower. It feels.
All right.
And I'll say, Ceuran, give me just a wisdom check.
Uh-oh.
9.
Okay, never mind. You just feel that power of Iluvania drained away for a moment.
All right. Fucking bonus action, steps of the night, or steps of the night, just to mix up the flying speed. And yeah, that ends my turn as Ceuran almost kind of hangs his head in shame.
Okay. All right. Talray, you are up. There is one guard in front of you, two guards about 10 feet away from them, and then you just saw the 6 guards who are coming from the next ramper all get struck by this torrent of ghosts that are ripping them apart, and they look frightened and terrified. So they have been halted for a moment, so there are only the 3 guards above you and 1 guard who's prone in front of you, the first one you attacked.
I mean, I'm gonna finish off the guard that's prone in front of me. And we'll try that first.
Go for it.
14's not gonna hit on the first roll. 23 will hit, probably.
23 hits.
6 damage.
Hey, slowly but surely you're taking this guy out.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's what
All
happens
right.
when you have none of your equipment.
Actually, he was prone, so I should have had advantage on those attacks.
Okay,
shouldn't I?
roll again real quick just to see if you get a nat 20 or if you hit the first one.
Okay.
Let's do the first one.
Well, I got a 17, which would have been a 27.
That'll
If
hit.
I rolled
So go ahead,
again?
go ahead and roll another damage, and then roll one more time to see if you nat 20 the other one.
Okay, I didn't get a nat 20 on the other one, so I'm just
Okay,
gonna roll
so
the
go ahead and
damage.
roll another round of damage.
It's 8 damage.
Okay. Alrighty, anything else, Talray?
I'm gonna use bonus action to cast Healing Spirit,
Okay.
because why not? I'll cast it at a 3rd level. So whenever a creature gets into the space or starts its turn there, you can use the Healing Spirit to heal. Does it happen as soon as I summon it? I don't think it does.
No, I don't believe so.
All right, so yeah, I just summon it next to me.
Okay.
So like a little Moonstone Drake Fey spirit just like lands on my shoulder and like starts boosting me up with some magic goodness.
Hell yeah. Alright, it is the guard's turn, and then Ekbralgoth is up after that, and then back to the top of the order. The 2 guards in front of you are going to stand up and grab their melee weapons. They have these large lances at the ready here. So, Talray, that's another thing to note now that you've... is that there are some loose weapons around that you can attempt to grab. I should have mentioned that, I'm sorry, but... there are some loose weapons that you can attack, or if you kill them, you can take their weapons, since I know you don't have any weapons.
That was
also-
kind of my plan, but
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take back that damage, you can go for that instead, if you want to.
I think it's too late.
Okay, cool. All right, first attack on you is a 15 to hit.
It's
Okay. It's going to be 11 piercing damage.
okay.
And then additional 23 necrotic damage,
My God, are these death bolt
which
lances too?
comes off of your max HP. These are
Oh
death
my God.
lances that they're attacking you with, as opposed to the death bolts. And now there's going to be 2 attacks on you from the guards behind these that are with the death bolts.
Okay.
First one is a 13, which is not going to hit. The other one is a 29. That one will hit. Okay.
All I'm saying is, if these aren't strong, what do you call it? People, and they have good weapons, why are they rolling so high on their attacks?
It's their strength of health is not the same as their strength with the weapons. That's six points of piercing damage.
Okay.
They stole Ceuran's blessing of Ilyvania.
And then 10 necrotic, which comes off of your maximum.
Okay.
That is all the guards can do to you right now, because the other guards are kind of a little bit petrified by the terrifying lich monster that's flying towards them. I will say I'm going to be doing a perception check for the other guards to see if they see anyone out there, or if they obviously are going to see Sarathil.
Yeah. Giving you two distraction.
Okay. If Scarlet and Timber can roll stealth checks.
With advantage,
Got it,
because I'm helping them out with a big distraction.
I get advantage anyway, but
Not with
And the
advantage.
torch and the torch. Oh,
Yeah, which Scarlet already gets advantage.
yeah, that's 33.
And what'd you get, Timber?
well, my acrobatics mess up. I got a 15.
Okay, that actually will keep you from being not necessarily keep you from being discovered, but keep you from them giving you any attention, as they're gonna actually aim a bunch of shit at Sarathil. Not the guards on the other side. The other guards on the other side are gonna be using their entire action to move towards where the commotion is. It's the guards at the gatehouse who are attacking Sarathil. Because you moved up 60 feet, so you're 40 feet away from these guards, so they can't hit you. So let's see, it's gonna be 3 attacks on you, Sarathil. All right, so
I didn't think this through.
we have a 26, an 11,
Remember,
and
you
a
have a death
16.
ward on you.
Yeah, they all hit, man.
The 11 hits?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so happy that I didn't hit you with all 3, but I did. All right, well, let's do this one step at a time. All right, so okay, that's gonna be 14 piercing damage for just the piercing portion. And I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna roll this in D&D Beyond real quick. For the
Oh, it's
other
too
part.
many die.
Too many dice.
Too many dice.
As Sarathil, you see just these 3 necrotically fused bolts flying at you. Which you have resistance, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the first one, second one. So, rollies. That is gonna come to a total of 46 necrotic damage. That's not halved. That
Oh, it
hits
is
you.
not halved.
It's not halved, so
So
23 total. That comes off your max HP.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, as you feel them kind of like hit you in the chest, but you're in this like kind of lich form. You don't even really feel it, though the damage does take place. All right, that is the guard's turn. Ekbrogoth is up, and then it's back to the top of the order.
So I apologize, Sean, because I had just totally banked on that divine intervention going off. It's foolish me. I thought, number, what are we at? Like 16 or 17 would do it. All right, so the wall is impenetrable. There's no gate anymore. It is just a smooth.
It's
and
just
it
a
is how high?
smooth 50 feet.
50 feet. And there are guards out front.
No guards out front. They're all on the walls.
So they're all inside. And in the courtyard is Talray.
No, Talray's on the walls.
Okay, so Talray, Scarlet, Timber, all on the walls. Sarathil.
There may be guards in the courtyard that you can't see.
Right.
But as far as you can see, there's no guards outside the walls.
Okay. So Ekbar Olgoth is going to... He's gonna walk past Ceuran and just go... He goes, was that all? Okay, elf. And he's gonna move an action to dash 60 feet up. And then he's gonna take out his
Zweihander.
No. You know what's gonna happen is he says that to Ceuran, and Ceuran goes, I think you'd best stay here. And offers the bag of holding where you see the bulwark shield sticking out. So Ekbar Olgoth is gonna use his action to take out the bulwark shield, put it down, So now he's got 24 AC. Take out this Vihander, ignite it as a bonus action. Can't attack with it, but it just looks cool cinematically. And just questioning at Ceuran as he just stands there as a bulwark in front of Ceuran. And it's his turn.
Okay. Scarlet and Timber, you're up. Timber, you're hanging from the wall. Scarlet, you're below him. You know, about 42 feet down.
I'm gonna let Scarlet's gonna go first.
Okay.
Timber was holding out his hand, so I want to get up this wall. So I want to how far up is he? 42 feet.
Yeah, because what Timber's probably like almost 7 feet. How tall is Timber? He's like 6'5".
No, he's well, in wolf form, yeah, he's like 6'5". Humanoid, he's like.
Yeah, and then he's hanging from his arms, so that's brings it down. So I'd say he's at least 40 feet up, because he's hanging. So it's not just 6'5".
All right.
He's like however long his arm is, which is about. Isn't it like the length of your arms is how tall you are? So
something like that.
Three-ish, 3 feet some change. That gets him up to 10 feet. So yeah, 40 feet up is Timber hanging there.
Right. Well, Lily's 60 feet, so I'm going to, because I can't. Well, I guess I could technically reach with the dagger. It would just be disadvantage because that's 60 feet. What do I want to do? I don't want to hurt him either. If I use my bonus action to get Lily out and throw her to just kind of like wrap around Timber's arm, can he then continue to throw?
Like grab, like whip you up? I mean, you could just use Lily to get to the wall, top of the wall. She's a 60-foot range, right?
That's fair, but Timber's holding out his hand to help. I don't want to ignore it.
Oh no, you good. Do what you can.
I'd say ignore it.
All right. Well, fine. Then I'm going to fine. So Lily's out. I'll use Lily to latch onto the top of the wall, and as I'm pulling myself up, it's like it's no personal. And maybe I get to the top and I hold out my hand so I can pull you, because I'm stronger than you.
So there are guards above the both of you. They would have heard Lily's obsidian hit and latch on. So just be aware of that. Granted, you have your full movement, and so you can climb on up, like with your movement. Like you don't have to hang there.
Yeah.
And I'll say with the other half of your movement, you can pull Timber up with you.
Okay. So that we're next to each other. So then that was my action and movement. Or no, my bonus action and movement. So I still have my
Your action was shooting Lily up to get up there.
Because it's a bonus action to activate her, and then
an action to, because it's the same thing as doing the attack where you shoot it at someone to grab them and pull them.
All right. Great. So then we're just the two of us. Get up here.
Yep, so you fire off Lily. She becomes an obsidian chain that pulls you up there, and then you kind of grab onto Timber and hoist the two of you up. Like that image of in Helm's Deep when Aragorn holds Gimli and they on the rope go and escape the Uruk-hai, except you're going into the Uruk-hai, as there are four. Actually, you're near the gate. So this is so you have 6 guards on your left, and you have 6 guards on your right. The 6 guards on your left are being terrorized by Sarathil. The 6 guards on your right just fired 3 crossbow bolts at Sarathil, and there's 3 of them with lances out.
All right. Your turn. That's all I can do.
Yeah. I'm gonna play off that Scarlet flung me up, and I'm in the air, and I'm just gonna I'm actually gonna go towards the terrified ones on the right.
Left.
Left. Sorry.
Yep.
Wait.
Did any of them start their turn within 30 feet of me?
No, they are about like 40. They're more like 40 feet away from you right now. Because you're at the end of the wall where you came down these guards, which is 50 feet away from the front gate.
Okay, just trying to get people some free healing.
No, yeah, totally good question. Yeah, just to give you guys a general idea of this, you know, it's a situation like that where you've got 5 sections of the wall, Timber and Scarlet.
It's 60 feet, Sean. I messed up.
Oh, it's within 60 feet? People within 60 feet can get it? Okay. I don't think Timber and Scarlet have taken any damage, but so I think...
But we're in the thick of it, so...
Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah. So you've got... just to give everyone an idea of where you all are. You've got... reverse this, though, because it's just the reflection of my camera. You know. I have to... Timber and Scarlet are on this part. Just imagine this is on the left, not the right. Valray's up here.
Looks on the left.
Okay, on my screen it's just reversed. And then Sarathil, it's probably a little closer than that. And then you got Ek and Ceuran back here. So.
You take a picture of it?
Sure.
Take them.
All right. So, Timber, you got these folks in front of you. You want to attack them? Attack them in some formation?
No, actually, the ones that are shooting at Sarathil.
Okay.
Are they? How close are they grouped together?
Grouped together. So each section of the wall is kind of like 20 feet across. So they're kind of in a line. So I'd say they're a cluster of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like there are 2 lines. So there's the 3 lancers in front, 3 behind. So they're in a 15 by 10 formation, 15 feet by 10 feet formation. If we're thinking of 5 foot squares of DnD.
Okay. I'd like to... The furthest ones from me down the wall that are shooting at Sarathil, I want to cast Darkness on the middle one, trying to cover as much as I can.
Okay, what's the range? What's the radius of Darkness?
It should be 15 feet.
Yeah, you can easily take up the entire length of the center, where the gatehouse was, the center wall.
Okay, perfect.
So all 6 of them are in darkness now.
Cool, and I'm gonna charge in there.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
And tackle the first one I see. With a...
Right behind you. Next turn.
Are you going for an attack? Is the darkness an action or a bonus action?
It's an action. So
okay,
I
so
have
your bonus
I have
action.
a bonus action, and I can use a key point to unarmed strike. Once.
Go for it.
And that's a
they can't see
24 to
you,
hit.
so you have advantage.
Oh right. Let me just see if I got a natural 20. I do not.
Okay, 24 still hits though.
I deal 9 points of damage.
Okay.
I just punch a guy in his face.
Yeah, so they all start to hear the clamoring fear. They just saw, dark spectral ghosts attack their friends to their right, and they just got completely entranced in a swirling storm of darkness as they hear, just imagine like the growls of Timber come in and just deck this guy in the face, and they just have no idea. You start to hear them clamoring, trying to find some way to have a formation. These are formation trained fighters. They don't really, if they're routed in any way, they start to lose their abilities.
You
Okay.
punch them off the wall.
You could try throwing them off the wall. This is only like a 10-foot thick wall.
Can I? Oh, with my... I only have one. That's it. That's all for my... I mean, unless my reaction could be...
You know what I'm going to say? Because of the darkness, I'm just going to roll a quick d20 on this guy and see if he just completely face plants off the wall after you punch him. He does not. He maintains his footing. He rolled a natural 19. All right. That brings us to Sarathil's turn. Ceuran's on deck.
All right, so looking at the picture that Shannon just posted, I'm the S by the TS.
Nothing.
Yes.
Oh no, Sean posted it himself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're the S in front of Ek and Ceuran, and you're 60 feet from where Scarlet and Timber are.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah, the little section to the left of them is where you shot your cone before. So there's 6 guards there that are all scared and bloodied, and then there's a big ol' section of darkness in that center wall where you saw Timber rush in. Talray's on the far left wall.
And not looking good.
Yeah.
I will fly further, 60 feet towards the wall.
Okay.
Which puts me how far away from Talray?
Talray, if you fly 60 feet up to the wall, that puts you, if you say went to the center of that wall, that would put you at, I would say 35 feet from Talray.
And how many guards are around him?
He has 4 guards around him. One of them is looking really, really bad.
And are they surrounding him, or are they like in front of him?
Two of them are on him, and 2 are behind them, getting pot shots off with their crossbows.
Okay, so they're all in front of him.
They're all in front of him, exactly. Yes.
All right, I'll move 60. I'll move actually as close, so I'm still like levitating on the outskirts of the wall, and so I'm out of range of the guards that have pikes there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could definitely try
to stay out of range of the melee people, and I will throw a fireball.
Hell yeah!
At the 4 people that are attacking Talray.
Okay.
You also get 4 points of healing.
Nice.
Hey, cool. Thanks, man. And I will cast it.
Too bad it doesn't matter because the damage you took reduced your maximum HP. Oh wait, no, there was piercing damage.
Only
there was piercing damage too. You're right. Cool. So that does matter. It does matter. Okay. It's a dex save, right?
Wait, no. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna cast it at 6th level.
Ooh.
And it is a. Actually, no, at 5. I'm gonna cast it level 5.
Okay. All right. So we got one of them, one cluster of. A pair got a 17, and the other one's nat 1s. They've definitely failed. 17, I don't think passes.
Nope.
Okay, so they all failed.
20.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah, bada boom! 43 fire damage on all those crazy fools.
All right. How do you want to just absolutely obliterate this cluster of soldiers?
Hell yeah.
I imagine Tower is getting completely overwhelmed by these guys, and he sees in the distance like my demented figure coming towards, and like make a motion with my hand towards it as you get like a tiny concentrated flicker of light, just like fires past right in between where all of them are, and just completely blows them off, and just creates this massive explosion where it just knocks them off the ramparts and completely just turns them to shreds.
Excellent. So even though mechanically you land in a specific spot, I imagine this is a flyby maneuver. As you see this gliding Sarathil come across, and it just sort of almost like a payload being dropped. There's just this little massive explosion in front of you, Tower. You don't take any damage, but you feel the fierce heat of it as the ramparts are scorched, cindered. Some of the stone even beginning to melt in front of you as you are no longer overwhelmed by these 4 guards. You do see there is the cluster of 6 still between you and the rest of the party, but they are all very bloodied and very scared right now of Sarathil. They are not scared of you, though, so in their turn they can go for attacks on you as long as they don't move closer to Sarathil.
We'll see about that, though, because I will turn my focus to them now, and as a bonus action, breathe on them.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This form is awesome.
I love this thing.
So it's another dex save, right, I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so this time one group does succeed, the other group absolutely blusters. I got a nat 20 and a nat 1. So one group will succeed. Well, it's a 22. 22 is the...
22, yeah, 22 beats it, but we'll take half damage still.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Which is 33 necrotic damage.
Okay, and 33 halved then would be 16.
Yeah.
So how do you want to? Same thing. I'm at. Oh, actually, yeah. What does it look like? Because they did not have a lot of health left. You dealt 23 damage to them before. and two of them I would say has 1 HP, but I'm gonna let them die here. So what does it look like as this sort of necrotic, ghostly breath, these souls that utter out and go to tear them apart? What does it look like?
Like, as I open my mouth, it opens wider than it probably should.
Ooh,
like it's
mummy
unnaturally
style.
long, like mummy style.
Ooh.
It's like this stream of like small, not locusts, but just blacks, like
Ghosts.
encased ghosts
Spirits.
and spirits just come ripping out, and just like puncture through them and just completely overwhelm them. Like essentially they were locusts, but they're
Yeah. All right. So the left hand garrison has been taken care of by Sarathil and Talray somewhat.
Ones that were on the left of us,
I helped.
me and Timber.
Yep. So that means that there are currently still
Just the ones on the right. So
there are 6 in the middle that Timber is engaged in, 6 in the next rampart, and then 4 on the other rampart. So there are still 16 guards left. And
are all
those who
6 of those guards for the darkness of Timber cast, are all 6 of them in the darkness? Or just a
yes,
few
he
of
was
them?
able to get all of them in the darkness.
Alright, cool.
And the other 10 guards are on the other side of the darkness, so they can't see through the darkness. So if you're on the other side of the darkness, they have disadvantage on their attacks against you.
Cool.
It's almost its own form of cover.
also just quickly to note before I end my turn. There's nothing invisible within my sight, is there?
Can you see invisible things?
I do have blind sight also now.
Okay, how far? Is it just as 100?
30 feet.
30 feet? Yes, you do start to see. You see a few things that are invisible. Along each section of these ramparts, you do see a small scrying oculus. There are 5 that are on each wall. Or you see the 2 on the walls closest to you. You would presume there's 1 for each rampart.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so there's 2. So
Oh,
you see how there's
in
5
between-
sections of the walls. There's
Yep.
one in each watching.
And what are they looking at?
They're
Me,
currently
or
looking
just
at
like,
you.
okay.
One of them is looking at Talray, and one of them is looking at you.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's everything you can do.
Yep.
Ceuran, you were up.
I was debating whether or not to say anything, but
Okay, cool. Ceuran's up, Talray on deck.
All right, gang. Do I do it?
do it.
Yes,
Now,
fucking
I'm
do
gonna
it.
say
Do it.
this so everyone knows, I could kill you all.
Cool.
If you fail saves, you could all die.
That's
Just
fine.
fucking do it.
I
Kira.
don't
Alright.
like this.
Just do it.
All right, Ceuran, gripping the scepter of the first shepherd, goes, "May all the gods forgive me for what I'm about to do." And he strides forward and he swing. Oh wait, Sean, what's the diameter of the?
Yeah, good question. It would be of the tower itself.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say that it would be a 50-foot diameter.
Okay. So we'll play this as you. I assume you've done some research.
Well, yeah, of course I have. After last week.
You've been threatening it for
Ceuran.
3 weeks.
Slams the scepter head, this massive maul with
So
moonstones sticking out of it, into the ground as he casts Earthquake. And it's
Okay.
just the slightest little like fracture on the ground, barely seen. You could just see like the dirt like puff out of it as it crackles.
We follow it with the camera.
It goes through this wall that no one can, that's changing and whatever. It goes through the courtyard and then disappears into the base of the tower. And from the back of the tower, so at the very end of it, because it's got a 100-foot radius, a little further back actually, because I can cast it at a 500-foot range. It's got a 100-foot radius. What I'm trying to do here is cause the ground to open up behind the tower dropping it back away from us, and what I assume is away from the city proper.
Yeah, it would go into the mountains basically. It would
Yes,
fracture down
exactly.
into the mountains themselves.
Yes. Hopefully to minimize damage to the city itself and to my allies.
Okay. Give me one moment.
Yep.
To using the way that let's see, we're looking at. Let's see. Okay. Let's just do. I'm just gonna roll something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment.
I mean, I half expect this tower to be magical, and it's just like hops out of the way. It's like, nope.
Literally hops.
Yes. A big animated mouth appears on it and little arms. It's like,
Okay. All right. So, tell us a little bit about how earthquake deals damage to objects or buildings.
So fissures open up. Technically, a total of D6 open in location chosen by the GM, which is 1d10 by 10 foot deep, 10 foot wide, and extends from one edge of the spell's area to the opposite. Any structure that the fissure opens up beneath, so I'd assume at least a few, is dealt 50 bludgeoning damage. I guess that's actually just any structure in contact with the ground in the area where you cast the spell.
Okay, so let me roll, because this is rolled by the DM.
Yeah.
So this is me rolling for how many fissures you open up. Rolling D6. 4 fissures are created in the area that you wanted the fissures. I imagine it's like that one crack goes out and then splits into the 4.
Yeah.
And then let's see how deep they are with a D10. They are 70 feet deep.
Jesus.
And 10 feet wide. So basically it's like Ceuran sends this little crack that almost feels like you said, it's not that noticeable. You just see the puffs of dirt come out, and then you all hear, like, I imagine it's like, and then you all hear like a really loud smacking thunder strike, almost as it's just like, as 4 fissures fire out from the single point of that small crack. Means that this is going to deal 200 damage to the tower's foundation, because it's 50 damage per fissure.
Oh my lord.
I rolled the health of the foundation of this. The health of the foundation was 92.
Oh shit! Oh my god! It's just exploded!
The stability of the ground between the fissures themselves fail because they're collapsing in on themselves as the tower starts to fall apart. You all, well, Ceuran wouldn't see this through the walls, but you hear it, Ceuran, of course, and you see the tower start to tremble. Those of you on the walls would look out and see the tower rapidly trying to reshape itself, but not succeeding due to the extreme amount of damage. You see the stonework trying to almost reform itself, stones falling and then flying into each other to try to rebuild walls in a different shape. But it's too chaotic, the 4 fissures and the way they break into each other. The walls cannot keep up with the damage. The healing factor of this structure, the morphing factor, cannot keep up with it. I'm going to roll a D100, and I need Ceuran. I need you to give me high or low.
And hi, Ceuran.
So low.
No.
Low.
Jesus
Low.
Christ.
Go low, hell no. Also, well, you can do whatever, but Ceuran, immediately after smashing into the ground, he's going to look to Ekbaralgoth and just goes, protect yourself. And he's going to 30 feet of flying movement up towards the tower.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Go. I don't know. Save some innocent people.
How can you fly again?
Steps of the Brave.
He walks on shadows.
Did you say low?
Yes.
All right, I don't have the battle map out, so I'm just going to do this. I want to roll this one publicly, because this is going to determine if the Archon Inquisitor can do something about this. Not stop it entirely, but do something. Okay.
So what's the roll have to be?
It has to be low. It has to be below 50, basically. Or if it lands on 50, then I'll either re-roll it or come up with a middle ground. And all right, so it has to be 1 through 49. You can't see it, but it is
It's a 40
42.
Right? Fuck yeah!
Yeah, who said low? Who said low?
So this is what you see. You see the tower starts to collapse as you see the weight of 750 feet of stone just goes as it starts to collapse backwards into the pit created by these fissures. And you watch as it's collapsing, there's this attempt. You can see this force of magic goes shooting out like an aura and then comes back down on the stone. And it looks as if the Inquisitor tried to freeze the top portion of the tower in the air to hold it aloft as the bottom broke off. The bottom breaks off from the top that is being held telekinetically in the air, and the bottom just completely obliterates. You hear guards screaming in there as it just falls down in there. You hear some Wilhelm screams as you don't think there was only 30 guards protecting this 750-foot tower. There were at least 100 guards inside the tower as it just and you see for just a moment the top 200 feet of the tower is frozen in midair. And then the magic fails and flickers away as it just falls straight downward.
Did this do anything to the walls that we're standing on?
No, because he targeted behind the tower. So the area of effect, you actually see parts of the mountain are starting to collapse and break apart. And there's effects happening with that as well, as there are rocks now, massive boulders rolling down the mountain towards the courtyard, as this whole top portion of the tower is collapsing straight downward.
We see the arc.
Yeah. Wait, I'm just gonna.
Is it just like chilling on the top? Just going down with the ship.
Give me perception checks.
Yeah.
By the way, the guards on the walls are not fighting anymore. They are all staring as you are at this collapse. What are your perception checks?
13.
28.
17.
29.
13, 28, 29.
25.
Okay, so those are all pretty good. So anyone who got 20 or higher, sorry, Scarlet. Scarlet's got bad eyesight.
Okay, she's with me. We're together.
Sarathil is too distracted being an undead god. In the final moments of the tower collapsing, you all would see the stonework meld. Like the attempt here, he failed at keeping the tower up. Is what happened with that D100. He is clearly now doing whatever he can to maintain something. So you see stonework rapidly pulling away from the tower. So it's kind of like you see this whole tower falling, and it almost looks like it's falling slowly, but that's just because it's so high up and so big. And you can see from the base of what remained, stones just being pulled away, and are rapidly being built together into a platform that you can see out of the base of the tower right as it's about to collapse, dive bombing down and swooping up through the courtyard is Mundi with the Archon on his back.
Oh.
You've killed every single guard in the tower. It's just the Archon now. You've also killed every single prisoner of the Archon.
Well,
Captain
so
Duvane.
I would like to say that how fast is this thing falling? And can my movement speed with the action dash be enough to get up there?
What is you? It's a very good question, actually. So, because we're gonna be we're not in a combat initiative anymore. Like, these guards are not gonna fight you. They are done.
Right.
They watched all of they're going to drop their
Archon.
weapons as soon as they see this. It's just the Archon left if you wanted to confront him. What's your flying speed?
So it's 30 feet flying.
So 60 total for the dash.
Every
Okay.
6 seconds.
And you had already moved forward 30 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you moved forward 30 feet,
I would also say, as I'm flying, I would cast Aura of Life. So anything that drops, anything
that drops to 0, and
0 gains 1 hit point at the start of this turn.
okay. What's the range on that?
It's only 30.
Okay. So you move forward 30 feet with the flying. And is that the only movement you would have been able to make there, or would you have been able to move more? Does the flying replace your walking speed?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you wouldn't have been able to like walk forward 30 feet and then fly 30 feet. Okay. So 30 feet forward. Did you move forward before in your first turn? How far did you move forward?
30 feet.
Okay, so I'm just making sure I got all the math right. 30 feet forward got you to 70 feet away from the wall. Another 30 feet forward flying gets you to 40 feet from the wall. And then the dash, fly, and move gets you another 60 feet. So that gets you 120 feet into there, which means that you would be able to swoop in to the courtyard itself. And from the edges of the tower, you'd be exactly 30 feet away. So you would catch whoever was in the beginning, like in the front of the tower, was prisoners. Because it's also the kind of thing, this is not an exact science. Like, you're going to catch prisoners because also when it collapses, for lack of a better way to put it, the cages are going to go flying and the bodies are going to move around. So,
I'm trying to get whatever I can.
There are people who will survive because of you here. It's not going to be everyone, but there are going to be people who would have died completely who survive from this. Now, granted, some of them are going to be stuck in stone and may need your help to get out. But there are others that will they'll stand back up from being dead.
Is there any way that I'd be
You all have an opportunity. You can all do something here. I'm letting Ceuran do that, so you all have an opportunity. We'll say this is a 1-round skill challenge to do anything you want here.
Real quick,
Mhm.
any of those dragons fly out?
So that's a good question. There probably would be.
Now we got Mundy. He's out.
Mundy's out. I'm just going to see if the dragon completely broke out of their chains during this time. So yes, the dragon that Talray was talking to originally does fly out of the tower when it starts to collapse. They got a nat 20 on their strength check. They broke free completely from their bindings. They may still have that muzzle on their mouth, but that was the only dragon that was seen. So it's somewhat presumable that may have been the only dragon here at the time. As far as, tower as you see that dragon fly out as the tower is collapsing, you at the very least know that they survived to this collapse. No, Mundy also survived as he's flying out, but that you see the Archon riding his back. He still has control over him.
Is he heading towards us to fight or trying to flee?
He's not trying to flee. He's just trying to survive right now by creating a platform that he can land on with his magic, with his ability to control the stonework here. The collapsing of the building breaks his control of most of it, but he's trying to salvage whatever he can to build a platform to stand upon.
Hey, Karen, what are you trying to do to save the people?
I'm trying to move up there to grab them out of the cages where possible, and/or I have an aura of life around me. That when things start their turn at 0 hit points, they regain 1.
Okay.
And if other people have things they can do to help that, you know, it's the kind of thing that the more you all do, if you have stuff, the more I'll allow Ceuran's magic to help save people and your magic to help save people. I know there's not a lot for some of you to do to save folks, but
I mean, I could.
I think Brogot's just doing a hustle. Oh, by the way, the gate returns.
I-
The gate returns at the front because the magic that was controlling those walls has been redirected to creating the platform.
So, I mean, if this is like, you know, there's a lot of time going by if we're not, you know.
Yeah, this is not a 6 seconds around kind of thing. So you get creative with what you want to try to do here. The tower is still falling though, so it's not going to be like you have a whole minute to do stuff. It's going to be more like 20 to 30 seconds.
Okay.
Because it's actively falling. It's just parts of it are being pulled off because it's the top of the tower, just the top, so it's falling 500 feet to collapse, and it's going to create a huge dust storm, and a lot of rocks are falling off the mountain as well. This is going to be incredibly destructive, so depending on where you move to, you may be doing deck saves and whatnot to avoid falling rubble.
Talray is gonna move his healing spirit to try and intercept where he remembers the one prisoner that he spoke to earlier. Like he knows where he is, so he's trying to spot that specific thing because he knows that prisoner's alive and was like looking to be freed. So he's gonna try and I mean, all it is some healing. So if he dies on impact, you know, there's not much I can do. Oh, sorry.
I understand what you're trying to do. So you're trying to redirect your healing spirit to assist in particularly keeping that person alive and anyone else that they can.
Yep.
And, what does your healing spirit look like, by the way?
It's just a little gloaming, you know.
Little gloaming. All right. So we got. I imagine it's like Ceuran's flying in here. Little magic gloamings flying in beside him.
But while that's happening, I'm going and collecting equipment because I'm
So you can grab a death bolt shooter if you want.
Now the question is, there's so many guards with death bolt shooters. Can I just get are there 2 that are loaded on the ground? Can I just pick 2 up?
You can.
Sweet. Yeah.
There's literally exactly 2 right in front of you.
All right, I grabbed 2 because I know I'm gonna drop 1, but they're both
okay.
loaded,
So just for your reference, these deal 1d6 for the piercing damage and 4d8 for the necrotic damage.
1d6, 4d8. Got it.
Okay. So we got healing spirit from Talray. Timber, Sarathil, Scarlet. What do you got, Scarlet?
Is there? I don't know if I'm strong enough or if it would actually work. But if I try and move closer and try and catch falling cages with Lily or with the dagger, just to try and pull them and I don't know, swing them out to safety or try and lower them gently.
Yeah. So this is what I'm doing here, folks. I'm asking you just to tell me what you want to try to do, and then I'm going to determine a role for each of you to do for it.
I'd like to try and use Lily
to catch cages.
And the dagger to try and just catch cages and slow them down.
Excellent. All right, Timber, Sarathil. Because this is the kind of thing where you're really getting 5 turns of things out of this.
Right.
So even just saying what you want to do with that 30 seconds, I'll narratively weave it in depending on the success of your rolls.
I'll be right back. But
okay.
So the asshole riding Mundy.
Mm-hmm.
Timber would probably have his eye on more than saving folks.
So do you want to try to get up to him?
Yeah, so Timber might just boost off the ground and click his levitate boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and just start blinking up
to get up to where he's building his platform. Cool. Mm-hmm. Sarathil, you're trying to do the same thing?
I was gonna say I would like to fly towards him to intercept him and try to get within 60 feet of him.
Okay. And when you get within 60 feet, is there something specific you're trying to do?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to wait to share that, or to see if
I
you
can
get?
tell you now.
Tell me now.
Wait, is it? Oh no, I'm sorry. I need only 120 feet.
Yeah.
I would like to cast an 8th level Dispel Magic on Monday.
Ooh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Alrighty. Cool. All right, so we got a healing spirit from Talray. We've got Lily and Dagger to try to help catch cages. We've got Ceuran trying to use his holy aura to keep people alive. And then we have double interceptions from these two here.
Actually, thinking about it, what I would like to do with my Dispel Magic is that I'm trying to dispel Mundy himself from this plane, as opposed to the grip that's on him.
I love it. That makes sense to me. All right, so you are intercepting to dispel. Timber, are you trying to get to the guy or the platform he's building?
The guy.
Okay, intercept Archon himself. I love this. This is awesome.
Senor.
Okay. And then excellent. So Ceuran, with the way I've described all this, you'll definitely be able to get into the courtyard with that kind of 30 seconds action. You can get anywhere you want to get within it. And if you want to, with that in mind now, is there any kind of differentiation how you want to do what you're doing?
So, I mean, if possible, Ceuran
Mhm.
would try to, like, I guess work opposite from where Talray is, because he knows Talray is over there. He hopes that he'll do something, and he is. And so Ceuran's going to go to the opposite side and try to basically take these people out of their cages as he's flying.
Okay, intercepting cages.
Yes,
Okay.
while having this magic as well.
Okay. All right, so I've got the collaborative effort. I imagine Ekbarl is just hustling.
Gonna get there. Fight.
Exactly, yeah.
He's short, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like.
It was like, we dwarves and naturally born sprinters.
I just imagine all of this is happening, and Ekbarl is basically just trying to climb the wall. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get a roll from everyone. So I'm gonna, if you have one in mind, you can say it, and I'll determine if that fits with what you asked for. So, for example, Scarlet, you might do acrobatics for this.
That's exactly what I was going to ask for.
Okay. For Talray, you might do one of your your wisdom skills or something like that for this. Or even I might even let you say do a nature with wisdom as the modifier instead.
Okay.
I imagine Timber, it feels like acrobatics is a good one for you as well.
Yeah, sure.
Or athletics, your preference.
I was actually going to say a straight con roll, because that's just, it's endurance at this point. It's not that the fact that I can't do this.
I'm cool with that.
It's my lesser have a proficiency.
If you want to go with that, I'm cool with that. Because this is the thing, like I said, this is like any skill challenge where the skill you choose helps determine the difficulty. Okay, so we got con check from Timber. Intercept to dispel for Sarathil. I'm feeling an Arcana there. Does that work for you? Okay.
Absolutely.
And then Ceuran, what do you think for you?
I mean, I think athletics kind of makes sense. Like I am.
I agree.
Using my.
And now that you actually can be athletic because of your.
Yes.
Set.
I mean, I could.
You weren't that bad before, yeah.
+2, but now it's a +5. It's a little more of a cushion.
All right, so let's get the athletics check from Ceuran.
24.
24, nice. Let's get the con check from Timber.
I was clicking the wrong button. Oh, it's bad.
What'd you get?
I'm tired. 6.
Ooh. Okay, Arcana check from Sarathil.
Oh, come on, dude.
A natural one.
A natural 1.
What is it total, though?
Oh,
12, but I'm gonna notch from the past.
I
'cause-
yeah.
Come on, 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 come on. 14 total.
14 total for your Arcana.
Oh, god damn, man.
Acrobatics from Shannon.
And Scarlet.
21.
And let's get that Wisdom Nature roll from Talray.
That one.
What's the total?
It's a 6.
Okay. All right. Let's weave this together. Okay. So let me just add this all up. Remember, this is a group effort, so the higher rolls can help cushion the lower rolls. Oh, man. It's just so fucking close to the, like, best outcome with the rolls. So just to give you a reference for how I did this, I had your rolls, and then I had a 5d20 roll and with a modifier to get the DC for the total thing. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, because you know, if you got a 21, it doesn't mean because the whole group didn't completely succeed, doesn't mean you don't succeed at what you're trying to do.
Right.
But it's oh my god. Does anyone have any way to push yourselves up 1 point? Anyone got any extra sauce?
Guidance.
1 second.
Give me a D4 roll, Ceuran.
What if Ekbarlgoth yells from the back? A little intimidation. Don't let them die. We're supposed to be heroes, remember? Yeah, it's not that inspiring. He's not.
I wouldn't, but the thing is, if you want, if we can bring Ekbarlgoth into this to have him do a little something that you can think of here, that can be helpful.
Right. Well, it was a 2 on the guidance roll.
Okay.
And we'll have persuasion. He's gonna try to persuade everyone to do better, and that's a dirty 20.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I was gonna
No,
say,
no,
like,
this is gonna-
Ekbarlgoth persuading people.
Just
No,
because,
I was gonna
just
say that.
because,
Sorry.
just because Stefan's sentence there was not as inspiring doesn't mean that Ekbarlgoth can't be inspiring.
No, my I mean was not related.
Oh.
By the way, I'm sorry. That was very bad timing for me to say that.
Okay, so, combination of Ekbarlgoth participating and Ceuran's guidance brings you up enough. And I actually rolled another d20 for Ekbarlgoth on the DC. So the DC was 94, and you guys got a 97. Originally, the DC was 76, and you guys got a 75. The guidance would have gotten you there, but this feels a little bit better to have a full PC get you there. So let's weave this together, what this beautiful adventure looks like. There is going to be still some kind of like visual failing happening from some of you. But basically, all of you might be fairly dumbfounded, or not dumbfounded, struck in awe at the sheer destruction of this tower. The power of Ilyuvania that ripped this temple to hubris pulls it down from the sky, even as it desperately tries to keep itself up magically. As you can see that from the chasms of the fissures is emanating this dull moonlight. And as you all look to this, you do feel a sense of victory because this is a destruction of your enemy's fortress. And you even then see Ceuran flying overhead over the walls above all of you as this aura of light and power emanates out from him like a swirling burst of twilight light as he flies up to the cages. And Ceuran, you begin to do what you can, hoping the people below will help. And what that involves is trying to just get either the people out of the cages in some way or get the cages off the tower. So you're getting up there and you're ripping open the ones you can and pulling the people out, trying to hold, one or two if you can. And then in which you could, hold at least one for sure. Or honestly, just detaching the cages and hoping someone will help below. And the person who's helping below is Scarlet, as she is using, she's doing some anti-gravity Legolas shit from The Hobbit, as she's using, or maybe a better comparison is Spider-Man in Infinity War, as the Thanos brings the planet down, going up and catching all of the Guardians of the Galaxy with webs. As she does start to attempt to catch as many of the cages brought down by Ceuran as she can, to land them as safely as she can. They're probably still going to get hurt and injured, but they are not going to die, which is what's important here. As Talray's healing spirit does fly across the sky to help these people being helped by Scarlet and Ceuran collectively. And it is struggling, though. It is keeping them alive and healed as best it can, but you watch as it slowly fizzles out of existence, unable to continue keeping these people alive. But those who land safely are kept from dying, kept from falling unconscious, stuck in their cages, though, as there is a lot of rocks falling. So there is going to be some significant help needed afterwards to help these people, but they are not going to die. And all the three of you are doing that. Ekbralgoth has climbed to the top of the walls and proclaimed out exactly what Ceuran said, but he also looks to the supposed heroes of Elysia in these soldiers and beseeches them to help and to save these people and to forsake this false mage. They don't all do it, but a good chunk of them begin to climb down from the walls to go help the people Scarlet helps land down in their cages. They start ripping cages open, doing what they can, dragging people out of rubble, helping guards who are still alive but severely injured. As Sarathil and Timber rush through the skies, Sarathil flying as fast as he can up there. Timber blinking and floating as best he can, struggling as he feels the wind against him as he's flying up. As you see this towers being built, you notice, the two of you, that this is a flat platform. It's not very thick, and in the center is a kind of broken circle of cracked rock that you start to see forming in it the ethereal light of the moon. And you start to see water dripping from it as he has created some kind of well in the center of this platform. Timber, you are able to get up to him just as Sarathil snaps his fingers, does the component requirements, as you look and you see this enslaved Mundi about to attack you as you are blinking up to the Archon, just vanish as the Archon arms start to swing, as he starts to attempt to cast a spell. As you and him are tumbling in the air together right now towards the platform. What do you all want to do?
I'll once I've caught everybody out of the air that I can, I'll try and go down and help the soldiers try and get people out of the way.
Okay. Ceuran?
Ceuran.
You all
how high
see
up-
Timber and the Archon in their airspace together. Timber will have a chance to do something. If he doesn't succeed, the Archon is going to be tumbling down to his platform, Mundyless. Take some damage potentially, depending on what spell he's about to cast.
How far away am I?
From the platform, so the platform, or from what?
From Ilin, Gweld, or Kenthala.
Or Kenthala.
Or Kenthala.
I'd say you're about 100 feet. Because the platform is low, because the tower is falling. So he's like building it as best he can. So it's only 100 feet
Right.
Up in the air.
Okay, so yeah, Ceuran's just gonna try to intercept him if possible with the end of the mace. But obviously, I don't think I'll have the movement speed to get there in time. So I'll just be heading towards him in the platform.
Okay. Talray and Sarathil?
Can I try to shoot the Archon, or is he too wrapped up with someone else?
I would say from your position, you would not have clear eyes on firing at the Archon. Just because
Even if I fly upwards or anything like that?
You would have to, it's either get to where the Archon is, or do something else, because the thing is, he's 100 feet up above you. Well, realistically, actually 50 feet up above you, since you're on the wall. So if you have enough movement speed to get above the eye line, you know what I mean, of the platform that he's tumbling towards, essentially the platform is covering him from your fire. You did see Mundy get dispelled, though.
Oh, well then... that's a little weird, but I'll try and resummon Mundy if I can't shoot at him.
When you attempt to resummon Mundy, nothing happens.
Have to try. I'm gonna start flying upwards towards where he's gonna fall down.
Okay, excellent. Sarathil, what are you doing?
Go ahead, Tori. Did it take an action to try and summon him, or...
Is it usually an action, or is it a bonus action?
It's usually an action.
It would have taken an action then, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sarathil, you are, you're pretty close to where he's about to tumble, because you just dispelled Mundy. So I'd say he's about falling rapidly, we'll say at least 30 feet away from you, or maybe we'll say 40.
Counterspell?
What level?
6.
Okay, let me double check the level of the spell he's casting. Well, what is it exactly? Counterspell, so the level you cast it at dispels any spell of that level or lower?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if not, then a DC has to be rolled.
Well, Mr. Mike, Mr. Sarathil, you look and you see him begin to cast a spell with visual components, with all the components. As you see, he is shattering this glass oculus, and you start to see the spell form around him, and then it shatters away as you just dispelled his globe of invulnerability.
Fuck yes,
Today,
Sarathil.
mister. Not today.
Nice.
6th level spell.
Let's go.
Nice.
I'm nearly exhausted, though.
Sean?
Yeah.
So,
Give him a hug.
all right. So how wild is it? Like, just. So I'm tumbling with him, right?
So you don't have to tumble
Okay.
with him, because you could.
I want to.
I know. I know you do. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like. Yeah. So like, you guys are like as wide. Like, you're spinning in the air. You have no concept of up or down. You are. It's like that scene in Harry Potter when Voldemort and him are flying around together. Except it's more, you're just falling straight down.
I think Timber has had enough practice in the air now.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to mount a good position on top of him, and you can tell me whether or not this could happen.
I think I know what you're gonna do. So let me hear.
Actually, I don't know if you're gonna.
Oh.
I want to
It's
shove.
a rod.
I want to. Yeah. I want to shove my petrification potion in his mouth and then jump off of him.
Holy shit!
Sounds
So
like, what does that do again?
yeah, because I also know it's not. I can't just look that up because it's in our supplement that we use. Can you read to me the description of the petrification potion?
Yeah, sure. And this is like, practicality is better in a fight than it is like right now.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be over time. But basically, he's supposed to make a DC against my. Sorry, I'm pulling it up. Slowly paralyzes the opponent. DC should be. Hold on, because I have double. DC should be 19.
Okay.
And he has to make it over 4 turns.
Okay.
While under this effect, he's under the slow spell. So.
Okay. Nice.
And if he fails one of them, he becomes petrified.
So he has to succeed on 4 to
Four of them
completely
for 4
succeed
rounds.
over the whole to have no effect. He fails any of them, he becomes petrified.
Yes. No. For the whole 4 rounds, he's under the slow spell. So he has to pass all 4 19
But
DCs.
if he fails one of them, he becomes petrified.
Petrified. Yep.
Yeah. So if he fails the first roll, he's petrified.
Yep.
All right. So I need 2 rolls here. One from him and one from you. I need you to give me a roll to actually get the potion in his mouth. So
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, I know your fucking skills, man. I know your skills. And yes, it is a sleight of hand. So go for it.
Yeah.
Come on, Timber, crazy bastard.
This is the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen.
I know, right? What'd you get?
A 37
Jesus Christ! What's your mod?
plus 20.
Holy
Okay.
fuck!
I got a natural
right.
17.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna say. You and him are gonna get 1. So he's gonna yours. This is like your action on him here.
Yeah.
You're both gonna get like basically everyone else is heading here or down below. So you and him are both gonna get like a single turn on each other as you're falling before you land. This was your action basically at the top of the fall. So you're forcing this potion in it, and it's not perfect. Like some of the potion spills out because you're flying, but you're able to get enough in his mouth that it is going to affect him. So that means before any fight even starts, the first round happens of the roll on it. Now, what type of save is it? Is it a con save?
Let me look that up. It is exactly a con save.
He has to beat a 19.
A 19.
Come on,
Jesus
come on, come on,
fucking
come on,
Christ.
come on, come on.
I love it. This is great. Yeah, okay. There's, yeah, okay. Oh, dude. First one is a nat 20.
Okay.
So, he is not turned, but you can see him start to be affected by the slow spell now, and he is struggling to move. Now, slow, let's see, that reduces your AC by 2, reduces your dex saves by 2, speed is halved, and he can't use reactions.
Yep.
And he can only do an action or a bonus action.
Right.
Okay, cool. All right, so then he has 1 action. He can do a bonus action or an action in this moment. Give me 1 moment to review his spell list. To see what he could possibly do here.
Karen, what are you doing right now? Or are you trying to get up there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, flying up there.
Just taking notes. Updating my notes.
Ekbarogoth is just like,
You watch, so Timber, as you're face to face with him, you see the helmet completely falls off. He has that helmet that just has all the iron helmet with all the holes in it. Falls off, and you just see that wrinkled old face, but there's a fury in the eyes behind these dull golden eyes as he is going to. Reach up to your face and grab it and I need you to give me a intelligence check.
Come on.
Check or saving throw.
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. You actually.
Actually, they're the same thing, actually, for me, so.
Oh no! I just realized I might not be able to do this because he only has. Do I want to use his 9th level spell slot on this?
He's desperate.
Yeah,
Maybe.
go for it, Sean.
Yeah, I'm
Waste
gonna use it. I'm gonna use his 9th level spell slot for him to. Timber, you feel this hand touch your face as he grabs it, and you can feel like like really grabbing the fur of your face as he looks at you and he smiles at you, and he whispers something in Elysian, which you understand because you are a monk of a high level. He just says, "You will spend the rest of your life there." As you feel yourself, as he cast Maze on you,
Oh.
you are banished to a labyrinthian demiplane. You remain there for the duration of the spell. He was being dramatic, or until you escape from the maze.
Okay.
You can use your actions on your turns to attempt to escape, where you make an intelligence check. If you succeed, then you escape, and the spell ends.
Let's keep going right. Brute force it. You got the speed.
And when it ends, when it ends, you appear where you were left. So you'll be in the middle of the air when you come back. But this is the normal maze spell is just something to incapacitate a character. This is a special maze spell. There are things that can happen to you in them while you're there when you fail checks. It's not just checks until you get back. There are things within the maze that can happen to you. So those of you flying right now towards this, which would be Sarathil and Ceuran, would both watch. Basically, like, he's holding on to Timber, and then you would just see Timber completely vanish in a burst of magical energy that just sort of almost scatters Timber. Like, it almost looks like he just killed Timber in that moment. You think he might have just like disintegrated Timber as he is falling, and smack strikes right into his own platform that he was trying to land cleanly on with the Globe of Invulnerability. He's going to take a bunch of damage.
Does he have to keep making rolls for the potion?
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, he will on the next turn, yeah.
It's on turns. Got it.
That's a lot of damage. Or a lot of d6s.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, didn't take that much damage, actually. I rolled 12d6, and it only came out to a 29.
Oh, wow. 72 potential.
I know. Oh, that was quick. Well, 12.
man.
Yeah. Okay. So he has landed here now. Ceuran, Sarathil, you're gonna get onto the platform first. Ceuran, you're gonna follow. And then shortly after that, Talray will follow. Those of you who are gonna get there first, Sarathil, are you immediately going to engage in combat with him?
He's slowed.
He's slowed right now. So as you're approaching, you see him crushed into the rock, and you see him like slowly trying to lift himself up. He is still alive. You can tell he's still alive. Timber has just vanished into dust. So Ceuran and Sarathil, I'll say, for the purposes of initiative, you both will arrive in the first round. Talray, you will get there. Well, no, because you were 50 feet up, so I'd say the three of you are going to arrive roughly at the same time in this first round of combat.
Did I see Timber give him the potion?
Yes, I would say yes. You saw because you also saw a trail of potion falling behind them in the sky. So I'm gonna say we're gonna go into an initiative order. If you want to do something other than attack in the first one, that could take us out. So if Sarathil and Ceuran and Talray get there and you say something, we might fall out of initiative. But for now, we're going to treat it like it's like a fight is about to start. So I want everyone to roll a new initiative for this. And we can shift to the
D&D
battle map
Beyond
now.
is not my friend today.
John, is the platform on the ground?
No, it's 100 feet up in the air.
I really have to use the bathroom. Can someone give out my...
Let's take a short
Yeah.
break. Let's take a short break because I also just realized, as you said, that I need to use the bathroom too.
That's usually
I
how
was
it goes.
holding it during that whole thing.
I
was
know.
like,
I
gotta know what's going
felt
on.
so bad, but I was like, oh, we this is all in a quick moment. We got to get through it. All right, so we're gonna go to a quick break, folks. We'll be back in 5 minutes. So please stick around, and we'll see you very shortly. See you soon. Bye. And welcome back, everybody, to Advantage in Paradise. Our adventurers have just taken down or I should say Ceuran has taken down the Grey Tower, one of the oldest structures in Elysia. And with it, they have isolated the Archon Inquisitor, Ilin Orkenthala, to a floating platform that he is maintaining with magic. Ceuran, Sarathil, and Talray have all arrived on the platform. Timber is trapped within the maze spell, and Scarlet is attempting to get
Changing
to the
her mind
platform.
about what
Changing her mind of what she's doing, and she's instead, as she's in the air, moving through the rocks, is going to attempt to cast Lily up to grab onto the edge of the platform. So give me a attack roll with Lily.
I've captain. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, Lily. Yeah, that's good. That's a 23.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was a high DC, but you passed it.
Not that high.
Almost that high. You are falling in the air. I was like, this is gonna be hard.
Ah.
So as you kind of do the actions with Ceuran that you were doing to secure the cages, you're falling backwards, like you lose like momentum. Like there's no more rocks to grab onto. The only thing to grab onto is the platform. You fire up Lily, and you are able to pull yourself up onto
Yeet.
the edge with Ceuran. So,
Sean,
yes.
real quick, something we just realized is that he cast Maze, right?
Mm-hmm.
Concentration spell.
I was just gonna do that.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. That was what my soul was. So he needs to beat a 15, right? Because it's 29 damage. Oh no, 14.
Yeah.
14. Okay. Cool. And concentration, con saving throw. He is going to use one of his legendary resistances to pass that. But that means that's one less
Waste.
legendary resistance that he could use on
Yeah.
being
Well,
petrified.
what did you try to do?
Concentration.
Well, he fell and hit and tick damage, so Maze is a concentration spell, so he had to make a concentration save. But he used his legendary resistance, so to pass it. All right, let's get those initiative rolls. 20 to 25.
I don't even
28.
remember I don't remember what I rolled.
I rolled an 18 plus 10.
How do I look at the log?
You got a 13,
Thank you.
and I got a 13.
Okay, so you guys go together. All right, 15 to 19. Okay, 10 to 15.
Ceuran also got a 13.
Okay. So at any point, you guys can decide who goes first for that, and it can be different every round.
I will go last every time.
So I'm just gonna put Timber at the 12. But if at any point you wanted, if there's a reason Timber would be strategically best to go first, you guys can still do it. But for now, we'll operate as if Timber is after you guys. But Sarathil and Ceuran, you can always choose who you want to go first. Talray, what'd you get?
7.
Hey.
Tied with that
Also got
Karlgoth.
7.
Well, Ekbrelgoth's gonna have trouble getting up here. He's 50 feet down below it on the wall. I imagine he's gonna have some trouble. All right,
Yep.
Scarlet, you are on deck. Then it's Ilyn, who got a 23.
On deck, who beat a 28?
No, I'm sorry. I meant Scarlet. You're first. That's what I meant. Ilyn
Jesus!
is the enemy is on deck, and then it's Sarathil and Ceuran, Timber, and then Talray. So Scarlet, you see as you land on here, you can see by the edge of this pool, you can see the Archon Inquisitor is prone there, trying to push himself out of a small impact crater where he landed into his own platform.
Okay. Bonus action, rage. And then I'm gonna walk forward 5 feet.
Okay.
Maybe 10. I want to be within 20 feet of him. I don't want to be super close.
You're
So, yeah,
already
5
within 20 feet.
Am I? Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So then as I see him trying to get up, I'm just gonna be like, nope, and I'm going to fire my dagger and try and pin him down, or at least just stab him. And then
Yeah. So go ahead and give me an attack roll.
It'll be advantage because he's prone.
Yep. Nope. It's
Which-
ranged. It's disadvantage.
But that's why I wanted to be within 20 feet because it's not disadvantage.
No, but ranged attacks have disadvantage on prone enemies.
Really?
Yes. It's
Fucking
only
fine.
melee that has
I'll walk
advantage on
up.
prone.
I'll
Okay.
walk up.
Okay.
One fucking sneak attack.
Now you have
Dems the rules.
advantage.
Dems the rules. Now you have advantage. See? You
Great.
can always bonus. Oh no, you rage.
Natural 20!
All right. You have advantage, so that's also sneak attack.
Yep. That's why I wanted the advantage so I could use the attack. All right. So,
How many d6s is your sneak attack?
6.
Okay, and then it's so that's 36 damage automatically, and then 4 damage automatically, and then what's your attack modifier?
7.
7. Okay, so even before you rolled, you're dealing 47 damage. So go ahead and then and roll the 1d4, and then roll this 66.
Plus my rage damage.
So that's
Damn it.
no, rage damage is only on melee attacks.
This is
Oh, this is a melee attack. This is a melee attack. Okay, and that's 2, right? Yeah, because you're only 3 levels in. Yeah, so that's 49 damage automatically. So go ahead and roll that d4.
Do I add the 7 to it, or did you already?
I already added 7.
2
2. Okay.
on the dagger. And then,
Talk a little closer to your mic.
I'm adding 16 more points of sneak attack damage.
Okay. Is there any phantom shit that you can do with this?
I'm not 17th level, so I can't. The Whales from the Grave is a second creature, but I
Yeah.
can't do it on the first
Yeah.
creature.
Okay, so you come in hot with an attack here. What is so like? Give me a description of this. Like he's on the ground trying to lift him up. You've all kind of very Avengers in the way you've all landed up here at the same time. You see Timber nowhere. The last time you saw Timber was with him. Timber is gone. You might presume he killed him somehow, potentially. What does it look like as you land and come and give this nat 20 attack? Talk close to your mic.
I don't understand.
Wherever you
All
are
right.
right now, that's good.
Yeah, I'm on top of it. So I'll land. I'll see him trying to get up, and I'll walk forward and just huck the dagger down as well. I get as close as I can, and I guess a melee attack, I'll have to actually stab it down. And just with the angriest expression on my face and just be like, stay down. And just pump all that Seer shit into him.
Gotta talk closer to your mic.
I'm literally on top of it. I don't
Yeah, but
know
you
what-
move an inch back, we can't hear it. It's very hard to hear you. You're gonna have to stay right on top of it.
Just stay a little bit further back and speak louder.
That too. We can do that too. Well, I heard everything. It was just a little crispy.
Sean, did you roll Did you use legendary
did.
action for?
I did not
save?
yet. I have to roll. I don't believe he's going to get a 33 or higher. So I don't even know why I'm rolling. Because he got a 2 anyway. Timber's back.
Woo!
He's not going to use a legendary resistance on this. As in Timber, I'm going to tell you though, before you come back, I want to give you a description of what you saw in there, because it's not just sort of like a stone maze. It's a flesh maze. As you all remember, I haven't described it in a while, his cloak is made up of fleshy ribbons covered in real eyeballs, not patches, actual eyeballs looking about. You are in a maze where the walls are all flesh and covered in eyeballs. Roll a quick D10. I just want to see if before you leave, if something happens. You're not going to take any damage or anything, because obviously it's out of turn that you come back.
5.
5. Okay. So when you're in there, Timber, immediately it's just sort of this grotesque, slippery, slopping sound of gibbering maws and eyes all around you. And as you're standing there, it also reeks horribly. And you're looking basically up at a like crossroad where there's a left and a right in this maze, and you just see a massive, massive eye opens up staring at you, this bright, horrible red light at the center of it. As you can see, it's like charging up an attack on you. So this is worse than a typical maze spell. You can die in this maze. As you see coming off the edges of it are other eyes, and they look like eye stalks. They look like beholder eye stalks that all come off of it and stare at you, and they're charging an attack. And then you, as you're staring at this bright red light on you, just and you appear 30 feet above the battlefield. But you're still levitating because that you had your levitation active, right?
Right.
Cool. So Timber is hanging out 30 feet up in the air.
Sean, I need you to hang a rope from the ceiling.
I should get ropes and attach them to this instead of doing my little stands that I have. I don't have them handy on me, so I'm just going to put you on the battlefield for now.
That way, when I move 30 feet to the left, I expect you to get up on the ceiling and move the piece of tape.
Get my ladder out.
Yeah.
All right, 1 second. Let me get this all set up over here.
Just buy us 5 drones, one for each of our characters. That'll carry our little minis around.
Don't fall on me.
That's okay. I will, but then I'll just help you stab the dagger in more.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, Timber is back. He has been stabbed. It is his turn now, but he can only do one thing because he's slowly dying. I'm gonna roll his petrification. Oh, come on, baby. Let's do this. Con save.
Come on, get petrified. Sean's rooting for us.
He will use a legendary resistance.
2 down.
2 down on his legendary resistance and 2 passes for his for this. All right, so with his action, actually even before that, he's gonna use a legendary action at the end of Scarlet's turn. Your guys are not clustered. Of course not.
We've learned.
He can't summon any of his bullshit because the materials are all in the rubble below. Okay. Okay. He used his 9th level spell slot, so he can't do that. Okay, fine. He's just gonna... He's super freaking pissed. So, legendary action, he's going to cast a spell. And he is going to. He can only cast certain spells with this, so he can't do his super big one. So I actually wouldn't be able to do the 9th level anyway. He is going to target Scarlet and Ceuran with a confusion spell. So I need wisdom saves from both of you. DC is 22.
Oh, 23.
22.
Okay, if it meets it, it beats it. So you watch this quick beguiling magic goes over both of your eyes, and for a moment you're kind of starting to fall prey to the confusion, but you shake it off, and it does not matter. So on his actual turn, though, even more mad that the confusion didn't work, he's gonna stare directly at you, Ceuran. He's known you've been in here this whole time, and he's just gonna look at you and grin from his. He's not even fully standing up yet. It's taking him long to stand, and his voice comes through broken because of the slow effect on him.
Do it in slow motion.
Is that the face he's making?
Did you think you could beat her?
As he looks to you, and I need you to give me a con saving throw.
Uh, 7.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ceuran, you are going to take 60 points of necrotic damage.
All right, that's halved because of Aura of Life.
As he does cast a Finger of Death on you.
Been there before.
Yeah. As you see him just sort of hold out that hand, and this slow finger comes out as you see that beam of necrotic energy fires off at you, that negative energy, and you feel that the resistance of the blessing you have, or curse you have, keeps you from taking the full damage. But that's all you can do because he can't.
Concentration is just a flat d20, right?
Concentration is a con save.
Oh, all right, dope.
Yeah.
All right, so I make my con save. Aura of Life is still up.
Cool, perfect. All right, he can't do anything else. He does stand up with his full movement because his movement's halved because of the slow. But he can't move away. So that's the end of his turn. It is now Sarathil or Ceuran, whoever wants to go first, whichever you both choose.
Or
You can go ahead, Karen.
Kaze. How's he looking?
He's definitely approaching. I would say he's approaching bloodied. Like he is scuffed the fuck up, and he is now kind of like he pulled himself up, like where he like tipped the staff he has and held himself up. And you can see the last thing he did at the end of his turn was he reached for his belt, where he pulled out this scepter that has a dragon's head at the top.
Ooh, fancy.
So, Ceuran, you can go.
All right, cool.
Sarathil opted you to go.
All right. I mean, unless you are you throwing out an AOE, Sarathil, or?
No, I wasn't gonna throw it away.
Okay. All right. So Kieran's gonna fly down and smash the scepter of the first shepherd into it, and I'm hoping to land in between him and the pool of water. So like that 5.
You might have to get close to Stefan.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, you also have flanking with Scarlet now.
Yeah. Huh. Weird. Just pop that up. All right. So advantage on this attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
You get to add a 3. Oof. Wolf. So that's a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. Cool.
Because he can't use reactions, so shield is not coming up.
Right. So that's
I was
going
sitting there, I
to
was
be,
like, to shield or not to shield? No, I can't. Because of this clutch
That's gonna be-
electrification potion. I love it.
14 bludgeoning.
14 bludgeoning. And then-
Magical bludgeoning is, and then 9 plus. As he's flying in, Ceuran channels some divine energy into the strike. So 9 plus 11, so 20 radiant damage on top of that.
How much was the radiant? Sorry.
20 radiant damage.
Okay. The radiant damage doesn't deal quite as much as it would have. You'd expect it to.
Those scallywags. And then I'm going to cast as a bonus action spiritual weapon at 4th level. So I'm just going to go ahead and make an attack. For a natural 1, that's going to be a 14 to hit.
Okay. That does not hit.
What?
It says who? And then I believe that's gonna be it from Ceuran. Thank you for your time.
Okay, he's going to use his second legendary action at the end of your turn. He's going to target. He's going to target. Scarlet. She's dealt the most damage to him so far. Scarlet, I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
No problem. 18.
That does not succeed. As you can see, Hay starts to.
Wait, I have advantage because I'm raging. Same roll.
Okay.
Wait, 19?
No, doesn't succeed.
Damn.
His DC is 22.
Oh, fuck. All right. I wouldn't have been able to make it no matter what, even with a natural 20, because I have
you're gonna take 29 bludgeoning damage. As you can just see, basically like where there are like some of these stone areas, like amongst this platform, there are like loose stones floating, and he's gonna just pummel those at you, basically, as a storm of stones and bricks just start to hit into you. Very much Kenobi style in that fight.
Haven't watched it yet.
I know. That's that's his legendary action, though.
Cool.
It is now Sarathil's turn. Timber's on deck, then Talray.
The neck ball off.
Yeah. He's trying to get up there.
You can get up there.
He's just throwing his sword and catching it.
Pulling a cow.
Timber's back, right? He came back.
Timber is back,
Yeah.
yes. Timber is floating 30 feet above you all. I imagine Timber might have been came back and was maybe screaming at the sight of a giant eye and several beholder stalks staring at him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just floating in midair.
How's he looking?
Rough. He is not, he is, what I would say he's now officially bloodied.
Oh, I can't do that.
Ceuran came up with this scepter and just brought a uppercutted wail into him, and you can see blood spurts out of his mouth as it, if he wasn't a blessed and magically imbued person, it would have cleanly ripped his jaw off if he was anyone else.
It's clear that Ceuran wants this guy dead. He wasn't looking to talk to him.
I imagine Ceuran's looking actually, Stefan, what is Ceuran? Did Ceuran say anything, by the way?
Did you say anything at all, or did you just go up and just start beating the shit out of him?
I did not say anything, as we would have seen, but yes, thank you. I imagine Ceuran would have flown in, and as he was, he would have shouted, Magister, Archon, Ilwin, Orkin...
Kinthala.
Orkinthala. I already said Archon. I was just going to give him all his titles. You killed my uncle.
Prepared you die.
You took the line away from
My name is Ceuran Elistane.
Sorry.
Up the line anyways, clearly.
Well, then I'm taking it
Yeah,
that
there's
he's
a-
too,
there's
da-
very
he's too
clear
dangerous to be
range.
kept. He's too dangerous to be kept alive.
You watch Talray's the one who's like, we must stand trial.
No, I'm in the background and I'm going, marriage.
My favorite thing about Talray right now is that he's in like rags and just has these two crossbows out. But
Waiting.
all right,
Alright,
Sarathil,
so
what
that's
do you
the
want to
case.
do? Yeah.
I'm bleeding all over the place.
I'm gonna blight him.
By the way, this whole time, even though he's succeeded on these saves for the petrification, like you can see the effects starting to happen and like him like pushing through, almost like you see like up his neck stone crawling, and then it shrinks back as he uses the legendary resistance to completely like rechannel his magic into keeping himself from being petrified.
How many times has he done that? Twice.
He's used 2 legendary resistances. He succeeded on 1 naturally with a net 20.
All right, I'm gonna blight him.
Hell yeah. What, is that a saving throw?
Con saving throw. Needs to be a 20.
This guy. It's not how great con. Good job, everyone, with your choices. What was the DC?
20.
Use it. Get rid of it. The last legendary resistance.
I'm gonna roll a d20, 1 through 9, or 1 through 10. He's gonna use his legendary resistance, and 11 and up he won't. He uses his legendary resistance to succeed on the save.
It's made out of plant or shrub.
He is not a plant or shrub. He is made out of flesh. He has actually extra flesh in his cloak.
All right, so he's gonna take half damage.
Yeah, he'll take half damage.
Bam.
But it's necrotic damage, right?
Yeah.
So he takes full damage.
Yeah, that's 44 necrotic damage.
Yeah, you watch. He is like, because he's got this tall iron staff that is just like leaning on at this point, as you can see him trying to like hold back any magic being sent to him. I'm sorry. I'm not playing this character correctly. He's a fucking wizard. He did not use that legendary resistance. He's going to use a counter spell.
He can't.
He can't because of the reactions. You're right. That's why I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here like, why am I not doing anything with this boss? And I'm like, oh, that's right. 1, you destroyed his lair, so he has no lair actions. 2, he can't use reactions.
Because you fed him a drink.
All right, yeah, no, we're kosher. We're keep moving. He has taken 164 damage so far. Holy shit. Okay. Anything else, Sarathil? I love this. Timber, you're up. Talray, you're on deck.
Okay, yeah, they're all next to him. So, does anybody want to be breathed on?
I have uncanny dodge and evasion, so don't worry about it.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it
Well,
regardless.
is it necrotic?
Yeah.
I have resistance to that too. So don't worry about it.
I'll wait. No, I don't. Never mind.
Regardless of that, he wouldn't breathe on you guys.
Aw, thanks.
Like, he hasn't brushed his teeth in over 20 days.
Oh god, it's longer
Sean.
than that.
Yeah,
Am I floating like right above him?
you are, because that's where he landed and where you are, and he hasn't moved yet because he hasn't had a chance to.
So
You're right above
after
him, 30 feet above. him.
after I stop screaming, ah! Oh, and then I'm just gonna unclick my boots and take the Aeon Spike and just drive it into him.
Go for it. I'm going to give you an attack roll here, and you are also, there's going to be some momentum damage. You are 30 feet up, so I'm going to say an extra, what is it? Is it after 10 feet that the fall damage takes place? So 20.
I don't know the rules.
I always forget fall damage. Is it 10 or
I
5?
believe it's.
I thought it was every 10 feet.
It's every 10 feet you take a d6, but there's a
threshold.
threshold, yeah. Okay, no, he's gonna take. Okay, so you're gonna deal an extra 3d6 damage on this attack automatically from momentum. And
Yeah, it's
you are
just
not gonna
every
take any
10.
fall damage because you're a monk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 19 to hit.
That will hit. And he can't use shield because of potion.
So it's 8 plus 9. So good old 17 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'll just... Let's count this as one hit, but I don't get, whatever for the second hit.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
18 to hit?
That will... let me double check. Yes, that will hit.
Okay. And then just another 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And I should have done this...
I'm gonna
Sorry?
give him. I'm gonna make him do a save to see if he gets knocked prone since he fell on top of him.
Okay.
I should have saved that for freaking petrification. Another nat 20, but the most meaningless nat 20. He is not knocked prone.
I forget. I can't use... It's only on unarmed strikes to stunning strike.
Or is it monk weapons?
It says melee weapon attack.
So you can.
I'm going to.
Because it's a monk weapon.
Both of those. Yes.
So 2 stunning strikes?
2 stunning strikes.
Oh, man. Okay. Why? Oh, that's why, because I'm rolling 2. Alright, so what is it again? Con? Is it con?
Con 17. Yep.
Okay, so he succeeds the first one with a 19. He does not succeed the second one with a 9.
No more resistances.
And I mean, I gotta use the legendary resistance here.
You don't have
got
to.
it.
You're out.
You're out.
Oh, no, I'm not. He's one more. He used 2, or he used 3.
He just used the third one, I thought.
No.
No.
No, he
He's
used-
nat 20.
There's one of his saves in this all was a nat 20. He used one on Blight, and he used
Blight.
one on the potion.
The petrification.
Oh, that's
and then
right, because
He's
you-
the third one. He used the third one on
Because you rolled a d20 for it.
No. What was
but
the third one?
didn't use it.
There was a third one. It was the second one, because the first one was the petrification. No, the first one you passed.
Yeah.
Second one he used the petrification, and then something else that somebody else did. I know this
So
is the third
actually,
one.
if we run through it, he had used 2. He had used 1 at the start of combat for petrification. Then it would have been Scarlet, or it would have been Scarlet's turn. He didn't use any on that. He didn't use 1 on Ceuran's turn. He used 1 on Sarathil's turn. And then Timber's turn, he didn't use 1. He would have using it right now, so that would be 3. Because he only used 1 before combat started, was when they were falling, and he only used 1 during combat, which was against Sarathil's Blight. I don't know what, because Ceuran attacked him, Scarlet attacked him, Sarathil used Blight. Those are the only things that have happened yet for him to...
What did you roll a d20 for?
That was for Blight.
That was for Blight. Okay.
Yeah, which was the
No,
last
I
thing
thought
that
there was something
happened.
else, but yeah, let's just continue.
Because he didn't use it for his concentration check. That's why Timber came back. And those are... I can't think of another roll he's made besides those. He didn't do one on his own turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But good news is it's gone now because he uses it for the stun.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to back up.
Okay.
Back up. And I should have cast this beforehand, but I'm going to hex him now for my bonus action.
How far do you want to back up? Because you fell, so you didn't use any movement.
Full movement, 50 feet.
Okay. Do you want to go like around? His back has only got you. Right?
Yeah, just to the as far. Yeah, that's perfect. There you go.
Okay. He is gonna get an attack opportunity on you. No, he's not because he's
Reaction.
reactions.
No reactions.
Jesus
Damn,
Christ.
Timber, that was clutch with this slow spell, man.
Talray, and it's and there's no Talray.
All right, Sean, how are we playing this? Am I crossbow expert or what?
You are not crossbow
I also do want to add a bit of flavor. Right after I stab him, I want to leave the Aeon Spike in wherever I stabbed him and just say, "Ceuran, do it."
Excellent.
Yeah, I said,
So,
do it. Yeah, that's
so
what I
I'll
said.
say you've dealt so much damage to him that I want to say the Aeon Spike is in his chest right now. Like he's standing there. He barely stayed standing. We'll even say he dropped to one knee. Aeon Spike through his chest, out the back. Through the cloak, you can see like part of the flesh of the cloak like grabbing onto the Aeon Spike as there's that dull moonlight glow in his chest as you start to see Telwood Hama growing out of him. All right. Talray, you're up. You are not a crossbow expert.
Okay. All right. So, like, crossbow expert lets you shoot a shot as a bonus action, but I have
Yes.
2 crossbows and I have 2 attacks, and I don't know how your reloading,
I'm going to give you the
thing
2
works.
attacks. I'm going to give you 2 attacks here with these.
Okay, but could I, like, if I had 1 crossbow, could I shoot twice with it?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes.
So I'm still getting 2 attacks, but I'm using the 2
Yeah.
crossbows for the
Yeah,
flavor.
so it's cooler.
Yeah. All right. First attack. I'm gonna shoot him with the first crossbow. Sharpshooter.
Using his own magic bolts against him that he created.
So I don't get the bonus from the Topaz Annihilator, so that would be -5. So I have a +7 to hit. I got an 18 +7.
That'll hit.
Okay. So you said, "Oh my God, why did you give me so much damage from this thing?"
Hey, you picked up a weapon.
It was 1d6 and 4d8. Okay.
Hey, man, it was me being generous because you have no armor and no items on you and no weapon.
Hey, I'm
And
into
very
it.
close to death.
Yeah. Yeah, and you just had the short sword off that Drake Rider. So I was being generous.
7 piercing damage and 12 necrotic damage from the first attack.
That'll double to 24 because he's vulnerable.
Yeah, second attack. Oh, sorry. I forgot to add the extra 10 bonus damage from sharpshooter. So
Okay.
just throw that wherever you want.
Okay.
Another roll. $13 + 7 is 20. Dirty.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Another D6 plus 15 is 19 piercing damage, and 4d8 is another 21 necrotic damage. Good rolls. So I'm taking the 2 crossbows, and I pull out the first one and I aim it towards him like, shit, what was the guy's name?
You just call him Archon Inquisitor or Inquisitor. It's
No, that's not who I was thinking of. I was gonna
Oh.
say, this one's for Shaldreo, and this one's for Mondi. And I take 2 shots and, just peg him.
Absolutely. And he is on death's door at this point. He is got a Telwood Hama growing out of his chest, a spear through it. He just got 2 horrible bolts into his chest that will not heal, and reduces his full HP. Even if he gets away, he will have that reduction. He is on death's door. Scarlet, you are up.
Okay. I'm playing off of the fact that his back is to me, just for flavor's sake.
Did I use 2 or 3 legendary actions? I used 3. Okay.
Wait,
Finger
hold on.
Best.
Cast a spell in the stones. Was there a third one?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
He's gonna use his last legendary action for this round before Scarlet goes. He's gonna turn ethereal. The Aeon Spike falls out of his chest to the ground as he's stumbling backwards. Not moving, he can't move, but...
Well, then in that case, I'm gonna hold my action for when he becomes corporeal.
Corporeal.
I really wanted to slash his knees out so he kneeled down in front of Ceuran so Ceuran could get the kill.
Appreciate it.
Would have looked really cool, but so now I'm just waiting to slash his knees out.
Yeah. Okay, so it's his turn now. Oh, fuck. Okay. I just want to give him a slight chance at anything. Although it is... doesn't matter. He's going to cast a spell. Targeting... Did I use that spell slot? No, I didn't. I only used one. He's gonna look at Ceuran after getting absolutely obliterated in all these other ways.
You can't beat her. You're a heretic. False. You will not kill me today.
As he begins to cast a spell to escape.
Counterspell.
What level?
Also, he's rolled a DC 19 at the beginning of his turn after this dialogue.
Yeah, no, I know.
Your voice modulator.
Voice mod's still on.
I know. What? I know. I'm bad. What level counterspell do you cast?
5.
5. Okay, roll me a d20
Come on, Sarathil.
or an intelligence check.
Oh, I was about to say what? 22.
What is it? 22.
22.
Okay.
Is this etherealness? Sorry, rules blurring here. Is this is he in the ethereal plane and we cannot see him?
Is that a? No. This is like Spriggs. It's like the one that they were using where you can see him. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good job at stopping him from teleporting away.
Mm-hmm.
You stay right there, mister.
And then I gotta roll for the potion. Okay, let's see. Let's roll for petrification. He rolled a natural 19. He passes one more. He has one left after this, right? That he can still fail because this is his third success. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's not becoming petrified. He wasted his action on an attempt to escape. He has no bonus action, and he uses half his movement to just kneel down. In somewhat of a, he's still ethereal, but he just sort of kneels down and looks at you, Ceuran, kind of like he's kind of giving up, but he knows you can't hit him, or at least he thinks you can't hit him. Ceuran, you're up.
All right, real quick. Is this the spell etherealness?
No, it's
does
the
not have an
effect.
8-hour duration.
It does not. No.
Okay, cool. So Ceuran is going to kneel, mimicking him. Left hand just like holding up the scepter, head down on the ground, kneeling by him, and then with his right hand he's gonna move his hand through the waters of the pool here.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel anything? any magic, any special powers that I get?
Yeah,
Cool.
you feel a connectedness.
To whomst?
To whomst? It's like the flicker of Ilyuvania you felt in the pools in Aella's temple. Even though most of the time when you were in those pools you felt Aella, you can feel Ilyuvania through this. Given your state of power right now, you can kind of... This is connected to Aella's pool, you can tell for sure. But even Aella's pool, where she dominates most of it, there's still a flicker of Ilyuvania in the foundations of it. It's still born of Ilyuvania's magic.
Alright. Okay, so first, I'm gonna see, does this give me the power to, I don't know, cast a spell that I don't have prepared currently?
I'll say yes.
Cool. So Ceuran reaches into the water and draws strength from it to also cast etherealness. So that he is now in the ethereal plane, face to face with the Archon.
Yeah. You watch as you enter this etherealness. His face falls. The smile he had, because he basically mock surrendered, because he knew he could just fucking get the fuck out of here while you all are screwed. And that mocking smile fades from him as he quickly, in the sense of the thematics of it, he stands up where he was kneeling, looking at you. As you watch his incorporeal, translucent self turn solid in front of you, as kind of the world around you is swelled with a fog that is the ethereal plane, as you stand face to face with him.
Ceuran reaches his hand up, just puts his hand on.
Lean closer to your mic.
Sorry. Ceuran brings his hand up, resting it on the cheek of the Archon, and goes, "It is not for me to choose life and death. I am not her. I do not pretend to command anyone. What I've done here today," Ceuran says, motioning around to the destruction, "was not my intent, but a necessity. Choose now, Archon, Dylan. Do you choose to walk a free path, or follow Aella to her downfall?"
He looks at you, and you can see in his eyes a wildness of a cornered beast. As you can see, he truly contemplates it, in the sense of not in the sense of like him considering your offer, in that him considering his own resolve for Queen Aella's reign.
You are much stronger than you were 1 year ago, Uranus Lestana. I have no choice but to accept your mercy.
And he leans on his staff, making himself seem old and withered. Pathetic.
Ceuran kind of just chuckles seeing this and reminds himself of all the times he's done that. His hand is still, by the way, cupping the cheek of the Archon. And Ceuran goes, "Yes, you always have a choice. I'm glad you've chosen this. But I'm afraid I can't trust you. And I cast Geas on him. He needs to make Wisdom saving throw, DC 21.
He rolled a natural 18. And so I'm actually going to do something here. Because I rolled something else also at the same time.
Wait. No, it doesn't. Never mind.
He obviously passes. He's proficient in wisdom saving throws. He got a 30.
So,
he smirks at you.
okay. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. He smirks at you. Is there something you want to try to?
Previously, we had skipped over Ekbaralgoth, who we all discounted as being able to get up here.
Okay.
What is the width of this platform?
Like you mean like from top to bottom?
Yes.
It's only like 10 feet.
Okay. And you said it's about 50 feet above the ground?
No, go above the wall. It's 100 feet above the ground.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay. So he looks at you as you attempt this Geas, and he feels the spell. He feels the enchantment flow into him, and you feel it dissipate out of him. And you see he just smiles at you.
Good luck, heretic. My part in this is over.
As
Can
you
I
watch,
hold with the scepter the first
Mhm.
shepherd. He needs to make a strength saving throw against my DC 21. Anything to keep this.
he fails. But I'm going to tell you what's happening to him while he fails.
Mm-hmm.
His skin stiffens, his flesh stiffens as you see the form of him starts to get even slower and more stiff as he failed his last petrification roll.
Oh.
As he grins at you as the pulse goes up his neck and over his face. And in that last moment, as he rolled a natural 2 on his petrification roll, as he turns to stone, you feel the warmth, because even, it's not, you feel the flesh against your hand on his cheek turn to stone as he solidified into that last mocking smile of you. In the end, completely turned to stone. Technically not dead, just
No.
incapacitated indefinitely until someone unpetrifies him.
Power is going to immediately, rush over there and attempt to pry the dragon staff from his hands to try and destroy it.
Everything is petrified to stone.
I mean, I don't care how long it takes. Like, I'm gonna try and break. But if it means breaking his hand off, that's what I'll do.
Aren't they still ethereal?
They are technically still ethereal. He's technically petrified in the ethereal plane.
Oh my god! It doesn't cancel his spell when he's petrified.
I mean, I guess it could bring him back in that sense, because it is a. I guess you're right. Yeah, he would come back from etherealness once he's petrified, because it would end the effects on him. So as you all, because Ceuran casts actual ethereal, so he's invisible. Like you guys don't see Ceuran. But you all would see, basically, I guess for a lot of you, you would see the incorporeal form freezing over into a corporeal statue before you of Archon Ilingweld Orkenthala, as he returns from the ethereal plane completely stone, as Timber's petrification potion has worked on him. And he is petrified.
I was technically holding my action till he became corporeal, but not gonna stab stone.
Makes sense. Yeah, like it doesn't even look like Talray is trying to like steal the staff or anything. He like literally wants to cut it out of, like he has a short sword. He's gonna try and chop it out of his hand because I'm guessing the staff itself is made of wood or something.
Staff. Well, the staff is an iron staff. Well, stone now. Is he what seemed like the more dominating thing was the dragon-headed scepter he had.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
yeah.
for.
Yeah. No, you can start to try to break, the arm of the stone statue.
Seuran goes, Talray, I'm sorry, I don't, after he returns from the ethereal plane.
Yep.
Don't think that's going to work. We need to unpetrify him totally. That's simply a stone rod now. Scepter. Whatever.
I try and resummon Mundy while I'm doing this.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, so then I just keep doing it. And I'd say, it has to work.
Hey, Sean, what's happening to this platform?
It's starting to slowly fall apart. It's the edges. At the edges, it starts to, like, it's not falling apart entirely. Like, it's a slow breakdown.
Right.
It's not like you're all suddenly falling down. It's like the spell is slowly wearing off. The enchantment into the stones is slowly wearing off at the edges. And it's like, it's very slow. You start to hear, like, 1 brick fall, 2 bricks, 3 bricks, 4 bricks. Over a matter of time, this will completely dissolve.
And what's the font in the middle looking like?
The font is still there because this was a relocation of a font he had inside of the tower. So it's part of this. It's not, it disenchanted as soon as it's there.
Kieran's gonna walk into it. Oh, your Aeon spike is
No, it fell out of him when he went ethereal.
Oh, right.
We should get off this. Does everybody have a way to get down?
Huron.
Can't leave until I get Mundy back.
As I continue to struggle.
Yeah. Give me an attack roll, Talray. But while you're doing that, as you, anyone not kind of like looking at the statue would notice Huron walk into the pool in the center. And Huron, when you step into it, you don't like fall through it. You step and it meets you, and you're in identical pool to Aella's in the sense of the depth is the same. You feel the touch of Aella's chamber, an influence. This is directly connected to Queen Aella, at least to Theris Moore. You're not sure exactly what the connection is like, but you feel you feel your own, like, even your heart might sink, your stomach might sink as you're reminded of your time there. What was your attack roll, Talray?
I got a 27 to hit. I mean, honestly, the crossbow deals more damage, so I should probably just shoot it. But yeah, I hit it with the sword because I guess that makes more narrative sense.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. You're sitting there firing against the wrist. No, you're going to be hacking at it with the 27. After a certain amount of time, you will break the arm off. People are watching. He's just hacking at this arm as the statue starts to wobble, as if it may fall over. Huron, is there anything you want to do while you're feeling this connection?
Can I, in a sense, astrally project myself into Aella's throne room? Like, is it connected in that way? I don't want to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
I do not physically want to go there.
Yeah. Yes. You appear, astrally projected into the pool, Queen Aella's chamber. And you, of course, see her there, and she sees you.
didn't want to kill him. Ceuran says, looking at the scepter. I tried to save him, but from the Archon, vile though he was,
Give me an insight check.
natural 20 for a 30.
In all the time you've interacted with Aella, and all you know about her, in the deep wells of those eyes, that single point of light, in the infinite stoicism of her face, statuesque, the smallest of movements, the tiniest of twitch of the cheek, and upward angle of the eyebrows, and tilt of the head at the mention of Varys' death. It is the first moment you've ever seen any kind of real emotion, any sort of crack in that wall of her facade.
I suppose it's time we end this.
Yes. The less people that get injured or die because of more conflict, the better. Will you meet me? Halfway across the byway. Neutral ground, if you will. Let's settle this once and for all.
Are you proposing a duel, single combat, or a meeting of words?
I think you know me by now, Aella. I would prefer words. But if it comes to blows, I will meet you. By myself or with my friends.
No. No. I will end this how I always intended. The final journey begins. Whether you're with us or not.
And you see rising out of the waters are the 3 moon shards.
Oh.
How close are they to me?
So the pool, I'd say, generally the pool is similar to the size of the pool in the battle map, maybe a little bit bigger. So you're looking at something that's, 20 feet in diameter for the pool, roughly. So you're in the center, they're coming up, so they are, each of them is probably around 15, 20 feet away from you, in a triangle around you coming out.
Looking around, is there anyone else around the pool?
Give me a perception check.
25.
Yes. You see Rodrin, of course. You see a few seers huddled in the dark. No Sprig.
What do you think, gang? Do I do it?
Do it. It worked the last time I said do it.
Seuran will withhold his indulgent side as he starts to end the projection. He'll go, for what it's worth, I am sorry it's come to this.
I am sorry for our people who have lost their lives because of this. Is the one I will give you. These people did not need to die in our games.
On that, we agree. You're up.
As the last kind of like images you see is the shards rising up towards each other.
Goodbye, Ceuran Celestana.
And you're back on the platform.
With Timber yelling at you, we've got to go!
Yeah, as you can see, like, the stones just, like, coming, like, it's just this slow collapse of rocks coming towards you all. It's not like you have to jump off this second,
Right.
but, in the next few moments, it's gonna completely collapse.
Kieran's going to pick up his water skin that he has and fill it with water from the font of Iluvania. Has Talray made any headway on that stone man?
Oh, yeah, it's broken. He's broken it off now.
Okay. Is he toppled over?
Yeah, once he broke off the arm, there was enough force that the statue fell over and has broken into several pieces at this point.
Kieran's going to just reach out and touch the head. Almost like he's trying to close the eyelids, but no point. And then he's just gonna look to everyone else and hold out a hand to Scarlet. And then I imagine we all pop off.
Yeah, are you guys feather falling or anything like that as you're jumping off? I know some of you can fly, of course.
100 feet. We're taking the full damage, Sean.
Three of you, four of you can fly, and Ceuran, you can grab Scarlet.
Yeah, steps of the break.
Yeah. As you see the bricks falling, and as they do, they come to the portal or rift in the middle, the connective point that just...
One second.
Yeah.
Before I fly off, I actually did want to follow suit.
Oh.
Intriguing, and take a vial of the water as well.
Of course. And the water stays, when you take it out, it doesn't disappear as soon as the vial is out of it. You have a vial of the waters of Aella.
Yeah.
As it all fades away as you slowly descend down.
Hey, Sean, can I grab one too?
Yeah, whoever wants one can grab one. Yeah, of course. I'm so yeah. It's the kind of thing where I'm like, there's this. I love it because there's this tender moment of Ceuran having that conversation with her, and then kind of giving his last kind of respects to Ilyn, even though he was a terrible person. He was an Elysian, and then taking a vial for his own purposes. And I imagine immediately after, like, Ceuran walks away and starts to grab Scarlet's hand to fly together, Sarathil's just like,
Amber and I look at each other and we just like
Yeah.
walk up at the same time, just like
Yeah.
scoop it up and we go on our way.
100%, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm assuming, once we get to the ground, Talray is just like looking over this device in his hand, and he's like still trying desperately to bring Mundi back. And I don't know stop me if I get lucky, but he looks towards Sarathil and shows him like the staff, and he's like,
Just to clarify something quickly, I'm sorry. Is the staff petrified too, or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything that that was like attuned to him that he was carrying was petrified.
is it going to end at any point? Like,
Petrification does not end unless you use magic to end it, or an antidote. A salve, sometimes.
Talray doesn't know these things, so he
Yeah.
goes to Sarathil and is like, I still can't summon Mundi. I think this device has to do with it. Can you help me? Is there some way we can regain control?
Sarathil, I imagine after landing, kind of drops the lit facade and just says, it may take some time. I need to study this for a bit. I'm not familiar with the magic that he's used, especially dragons, no less. But I'm sure that we can get him back.
You just see Talray is like gritting his teeth, and he hands you the petrified staff or scepter and says, I can't lose him. I have to do something.
I have something I want to say real quick before, if we have time.
Yeah.
As Ceuran and I are descending to the ground, and we get down there safely. Could we hear? No, we couldn't hear all of that, could we?
When I went,
Yeah.
You would have
Conversation.
heard Ceuran's side of the conversation.
Okay. All right. Then this will still work. After we get down safely, I want to turn to Ceuran and say, with just this look of anguish, and just say, I don't want any secrets going into this. And I'll push up my sleeve and take off the wrapping to show you the mark of carcery. And I'll take out the orb and I'll hold it out to you, also saying, I just had to know.
when he first sees the mark, Ceuran's face is just alarmed. There's almost, for the briefest moment, you see a flash of anger as he sees it and then looks up at you, down at the orb, back at the brand, and then runs his hand over it. And then, as he so often does, his shoulders slump as he goes, oh, Scarlet, I'm so sorry it's driven you to this.
Take it. I don't want to be tempted anymore. He's safe for now. That's enough. I have to focus. We have to focus.
Taking the orb and wrapping it in a cloth and putting it in a bag of holding. Brown turns to the rest of the party. Goes, as you may have noticed, I spoke with Aella. It's begun. I don't know how much time we have, but she summoned the stones, is attempting to bring them together and start her great journey. He looks at Talray and goes, Talray, I'm sorry. I believe I have something that may restore the power of that scepter. And I pray to whatever gods are listening up there, that we can bring Monday back. But I need a long rest.
Me too.
You might
Oh,
scare.
wait.
Go ahead.
Okay. Talray looks at Ceuran and says, I was wrong about you. I can't thank you all enough for coming and helping the way you did. I know that the final battle is upon us soon. I want to be there with all y'all to make things right. But I can't do it without my kin. I know that you're all powerful wizards and clerics, and I hope you can find a way to bring Monday back, but I have to do what I can, what I think is best for my family. No matter the cost. I hope y'all can understand that. I'm sorry too.
Of course, Talray. When we beat Aella, we will free Gloma. Set things right with your kin. I swear to you this.
And as you swear this, you would all hear a loud roar in the sky as you would see the other Moonstone Drake circling above, crying out. The adult Moonstone Drake. Very large.
Daldreo the Quiet.
So at this, Timber is gonna hang his head a little bit and look over at Talray. Talray, give me the stuff.
What stuff? I gave it to I gave it to Sarathil already. But yeah, we'll just say it passes around to you.
Yeah.
Let me try something. Timber's gonna pretend to be fidgeting around.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just gonna pull out his petrification cure potion and pour it on the staff. I imagine that, there's a hacked on arm on this, right?
There is, yes.
Yeah, so the hand gripping it all of a sudden just flushed.
So You do.
Another one for the collection, Sarathil.
Yes.
And that's actually it's a Elysian Inquisitor's Archon fucking Magistrate's hand, so it's probably got some latent energy to it, power.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you what happens as soon as this happens. Timber, you do this, and the whole thing, including the scepter, becomes corporeal again, or physical, or flesh again. A torrent of thick blood starts pouring out of the bottom of the hand. That just spills out everywhere across the ground, as you see it then forms up into the carcass, not a living enemy, of a beholder. Just slops down.
The whole time.
Oh.
Plot twist.
And the scepter is freely there for you to use.
Covered in blood. Timber's gonna just open wide mouth and just hand it back over. I believe I fixed it for you.
Wait, there's a beholder?
Yeah, the corpse of a
Carcass.
beholder.
Oh, a corpse of one.
Mhm.
Oh.
Wait, isn't that like a whole nother monster in the manual?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. I hope it doesn't wake up.
No, but he said it was dead. He said it's a corpse. Corpse. Right?
Yeah, it's a corpse. It's not moving.
Okay.
Its many eyes are dull, and its tongue is hanging out, as it is not alive.
You'll make a beholder zombie, Sarathil.
But the scepter is free.
Yeah,
But it's in
pick it
this-
up.
No,
It's in this same moment that you all start to see the people gathering around you that you saved, and that the guards have been saving and been dragging out. You would see the gates open as other people of this town come in to help. Ceuran, you see Captain Duvain being held up by some of the soldiers as she looks to you and smiles. I knew you would be back.
Of course. No, I do apologize for. And he just motions.
And she just sort of looks to the beholder corpse with a disgusted look on her face, which she smiles at you with a peace in her eyes that she seems to have not known since you left last. And smiles as she collapses into the arms of this soldier, going to live, but deeply wounded, as you all hear the most thunderous crack of lightning you've ever heard echoing across the entire Bernari Hollow from across many, many miles deep into the darkness of this hollow. In the belly of Theris Moor, the shards of Illuvania have been combined. The clouds of miasma that plague this place all dissipate in a massive shockwave in the sky as you see the stars above you. Thunder cracks more as the sky follows, cracking open above Theris Moor. You don't know what she's done. She doesn't know what she's done.
Well,
And that's
my
where we'll
lord made
end.
this.
All right, folks. Thank you for joining us and accommodating, and thank you everyone for all of you, because I had to Stardust late because of my AC issues. Thank you everyone for sticking around. Our heroes have defeated the Archon Inquisitor, who may or may not have been a beholder all along, or something to do with beholders. You've also cornered her, and she did the last move she had. We'll go into next week with that bearing down on reality.
Gulp.
So join us on Wednesday for the return of Relaxing in Paradise, as I am, for the most part, done with grad school now, because I finished my film this weekend, or filming it, I had to edit it. Join us then again on Sunday for the Sean and Shannon Power Hour, where we will, I'm sure, have a lot to talk about.
Hours power there is.
Exactly. And then, of course, next Monday to see what has happened to Alicia, to Queen Aella, and to our party as they take the last steps in their journey in Alicia. But for now, we are going to send a raid on over to someone in the community. Let's see. Let's send a raid on over to Better Than Heroes. They're playing D&D. And there's actually not that many folks on right now. But thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Say good night, everybody.
Good night.
And we'll see
Good
you all
night,
very soon.
everybody.
Oh, next